So as promised, you know, I was gonna do the second half of my notes, which was on the new moon yesterday. We're still, you know, under the effects of it. So I was gonna just run those notes anyway because it was just so much of them that I'm like, I don't see me finishing quickly. And we were already at the 3 hour mark talking about everyone's rising signs and stuff. So I still have to do where the moon is going to touch in everyone's um, chart based off of their ascendant roughly. And I probably also want to talk about some of the effects of the moons the new moon in Aries, since we also on the new lunar cycle, as well as like this is the start of the zodiacal new year for us. So just wait for a little bit more people to come in. You know, hopefully everyone has been having a good week. Hopefully you guys are getting through it as smoothly as possible. I know Aries is a very strong energy and it usually has people on 1,000. There's nothing couth about Aries, and so hopefully you know you guys are okay and on a positive end are running with positive passions and things like that. um but yeah, so it's definitely, y'all not going to be bored, but honestly all of these different signs are really going to be running up for this month. All the cardinal energy, you just going to start with one person watching. Okay, no, I'm just talking in general. I'm going to let more people come in here, but this is just in general. Like, you know, I haven't even really started cracking into my notes really. um but yeah, it's very, very interesting though. Hopefully everyone been safe, but you know, I don't really care if it's one person in there. I'm gonna just start talking, you know, because playback is there for a reason. You know, I believe in hitting the replay button, you know. So
what's up, everyone? Welcome to Dummies Cauldron.
it's only one person in here, and that's Dion. So, but yeah,
I'll put it and share it on our Patreon so people can know that you.
If you want to, but I do notice when like how the vibe of these kind of go, because everybody has their own things. I do notice like it's mostly like people catch the replay be like heavy. So
yeah, but sometimes they like a heads up because they be like, I want to be there while it's live, so I'm gonna still message them on Darkheart's Patreon so they can know that
they want to come.
If they want to come, to let you know that you up and running right now.
That's nice of you. That's nice of you. But see, I already got 4 people now, so it don't matter.
See, it getting it. It's getting it. It's getting it, baby.
But yeah, so just want to be touching on that. But I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. You know, I'm going to be nice, like Sensei, and let more people get here. Topaz getting his doctorate. Yeah, Topaz do be coming late for his classes and stuff. So
you already know you can't wait for him.
He's not even in this country.
He gonna be late.
Topaz late every show. So hey, digital. But yeah, so that's what we'll be talking about. But hopefully y'all been safe and y'all haven't been, nothing crazy's been going on, and hopefully y'all, you know, been listening to, you know, what's been going on and just being insightful. Because I'm telling you, people want to be very raggedy, and it's gonna be something.
So what zodiac is in the moon placement this time around?
The new moon is in Aries.
Well, it's very interesting because Uganda just passed a law. If you are gay, you could be in prison for 10 to 20 years, and in some cases you could be killed.
Yeah. So that's why I say people acting real crazy, real aggressive right now. Takashi, and Mercury just went into Aries too.
Takashi 6ix9ine got beat up physically.
But that's what I was telling him. That I was telling these people, y'all better be careful, because some people, now because Mercury, my Mars is gonna go into Cancer later on in the week. But we still in Gemini, and some people will get smacked up until that point. And then y'all also don't know what people have in their chart. So let's not shake the table with people, because, you know, yeah, I've been trying to stay humble and focused, but I want to act up. Girl, that's that Aries. That's what I'm saying. The Aries, and wherever you got that Aries, that's where you start acting a little bit like a crotch goblin. It's giving monkey. So, you know, just y'all try to chill out and keep the peace. Some people have Aries in a better placement in their chart than other people. Isn't like a well-equipped house than other people. So I'm just gonna pray for y'all. Hopefully everybody is okay. Y'all behaving at work. Y'all not going crazy on people, because up until later in the week, I told y'all, when Mars goes into Cancer, where it's weak at, people still going to get busy up until then. That's why I try to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all that.
Also, BMORE, do you have your Cash App up?
Oh, shoot. I didn't do that. Let me put it in there real quick.
You want me? Oh, here. Let me pass you your phone. That's because...
No, I'm going to just put it in right here.
Oh, okay. And the reason why we do this is because BMORE has to get 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of watch views, and then people could just donate in the chat if they want to. So we put the Cash App in here. So it's up to y'all, of course. If y'all feel like donating, y'all can donate to BMORE and help her continue her operations of helping people with astrology.
It's true.
And we also waiting for more people to get in here before she began. But if y'all see, there's a lot of things taking place. Saturn's already in Pisces. You already see the tug of war with boundaries.
Yeah.
You saw Uganda just passed a law, 20 years of imprisonment if you're gay, or possible death. Some people were praising it on Twitter. I gave my point of view on different religious beliefs based off the Christian Bible. The only sin where God will turn his back on you is worshiping of false idols. So I said it's quite interesting how people forget that every other sin is considered on the same level. So, it's very, very interesting times.
Yeah, I was trying to tell y'all, people really gonna buckle up, because people really gonna be showing their ass. Yo, I was just talking about boundaries with my friend tonight. And you know what? I must have been feeling the vibe, because maybe like a week or two before this placement, I started reading a psychological book. Like it was a book that a psychiatrist did on boundaries and stuff like that. And this psychiatrist definitely, they're like a spiritual psychologist, so they do like psychology mixed in with Christianity. So I don't really care what y'all people religious beliefs are up until a certain point. Like, I have like things I feel like is off, which is like little kids, animals, all that stuff. But they were just doing the Christian from a Christian angle. So I was reading it, and I didn't finish it yet. And I must have been in the force, because I already started reading the book, and so I don't know. I might put it, because I'm about to start the book club back up, because I actually have more time to structure all of this stuff how I really wanted to. So I actually might put it up there for people to actually just read. So and we might go through chapter by chapter and just talk about, boundaries and stuff like that. Dr. Umar psychology. No, not no Dr. Umar psychology, but that's funny. But no, it's really crazy. So, when we talk about Aries or whatever in the new moon and how it initiates things, it's already combustible. It's already like very intense. It's an intense energy. Hey, Rob. So what you're going to see is sensitivity, shocking outbursts. Try to avoid triggers, and there will be people who have a lot of perceived slights. I would not be shocked if around this time, because even though the new moon technically was yesterday, but we're still under the effect, because it ain't that many degrees that shifted over. Like, it's some, but the pinnacle of it was yesterday. You might even be taking care of a woman. Dreams might be very intense or vivid. Things that are surrounding movies, fantasy, achieving anything. So we'll talk about movies. When did Creed 3 drop?
Creed probably about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so like now people are being very intense in like how I've seen a lot of reviews where people are more combustible and contentious about how they're reviewing Creed 3. Like more aggressive and how much they dislike it.
And there's a movie that deals with
fighting.
Right.
And achieving anything is mostly where people are at. The next thing is understanding what is and isn't reality. People are going to struggle with reality, and it's already bad that we have the Saturn and Pisces transit, which I will be doing a deep dive. I'm still working on my notes. The worksheet is up, but I'm going to be working on my notes to do a step by step. We do just a general breakdown, and then we also want to be looking at certain things in pop culture from other time periods where you could clearly see a Pisces and Saturn energy, and then also what we see now. And we just want to keep tracking on the energy, and also do other transits where it's going to be very personal. It's going to be in a group. We're going to be all talking about how it's been affecting us and what we can do to make the best of Pisces and Saturn. The same thing for Pluto and Aquarius. So I'll be doing that too. Be working on the worksheet and all the other stuff.
Also, just to add to another world event, Israel, it has been engaged in a lot of civil disturbance, not just with the Palestinians, but now with the citizens, the Jewish citizens of Israel are fighting back against the government. They're very angry with Netanyahu.
He's now starting.
He's blurring the boundaries where he's want to take away the more rights of the judicial system. So, like their Supreme Court system, he wants to lessen their power.
More conservative.
And then in France right now, they're really fighting. Like cops getting banged up in the head.
Yeah.
The French citizens are really fighting against the police departments and against the local government. Mm-hmm. And there's been some energy boiling over here where people
want to get busy.
They want to get busy.
That's why we need to wait till Mars goes into Cancer, which will be to the end of the week, because it'll tone down this energy, because Mars is still in Gemini in a very late degree. And it's what we consider what they call anorexic. So when a zodiac sign goes into a very late degree, they call it anorexic. It's very dried up and can be quite intense, but it's less fruitful. And it's not a good idea to start nothing with nobody right now. Mars will not be going into Cancer till later on in the week. And when Mars is in Cancer, it's weaker. It's weaker. And so we already got like a lot of hot things, and then Mercury just went into Aries as well. And so people saying a lot of wild, off the handle, inappropriate, aggressive, and insensitive things, whether intentional or not. So I would suggest people to be very careful at how they interact with people. But like I was saying, not understanding what reality is, what is real. Dreams, like I keep saying, dreams are going to be the thing. Creativity. I would suggest people under these transits to be careful about making important life decisions. And as we get further and further away, because this week Neptune will separate from the sun, because the sun will systematically move into Aries. And so Neptune is in a later degree of Pisces. But as the week goes on, what you're going to see is wherever Neptune is in your chart, or where Pisces is in a very late degree, you're going to start to see the thing more clearly, but it's only until Neptune passes, because Neptune has that effect.
Also, people usually don't see LeBron be aggressive towards Anthony Davis. And LeBron's natal birth chart, he has an Aries moon. Yeah. This is the first time we saw on camera him being frustrated and aggressive with Anthony Davis, telling him to be more of a leader on the court. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody getting hit, and it just really depends on what your placements are. What's the placements of your country, like all types of things, your region where you live at. What we're also going to see is daily aggressions, and people trying to take daily aggressions in stride. People are going to attempt to, but it can be a bit hard, because so many things are kind of falling into place where it can be kind of intense.
And also, you talked about how Aries, because it's connected to Mars. I remember before you was talking about how accidents happen.
Yeah, accidents.
Paul George had a really bad injury in a recent.
Yes, because Mercury is still in Gemini, and then all of these Martian placements are moving over, so people could still get into accidents. As I tell people, really y'all want to get Mars in Cancer, because y'all really trying to get there, and it's really towards the end of the week. A lot of daydreams, confusion with communication. And it doesn't help that Mercury is in Aries, so there'll be a lot of aggression or people not thinking before they speak. If you want to, anybody who's listening to this that hasn't heard the first one I did, if you listen to part 1 at the beginning, I did a breakdown about the whole week in general. This is specifically about the new moon that was yesterday and how we're still under the effects of those triggers. But it could be issues with concentrating. Again, do not make any major decisions because it can be hard at this time because Aries is so impulsive, and Aries is in the new moon, but it's also affecting Mercury right now. So, hey Topaz. But yeah, it's very intense. So your perception or your intuition could be high, and you will want to read people, be able to pick up on cues because all of these things are happening and people are acting very chaotic. Will you be able to be charming to people, or people be able to charm you, or be able to read you? Yes. Will you be able to pick up information and store it for later, or you'll see examples of people casually learning or storing information for later? Yes. Will people look good and feel good, and there might be some issues with relations around relationships and basic life needs? Yes. So that's what you'll see from yesterday and today. Will you see logic versus common sense? Yes. People acting illogical, and they're very quickly acting like there's no filter. Like they're quickly jumping into being nonsensical.
And there's some people who are already, getting a lot of controversy right now for just saying off the wall stuff.
Yeah. So just people just being really wild. Again, no big purchases. Do try not to make any big decisions under these type of placements. And people trying to influence you to buy or I guess join certain causes and stuff like that. I would not do it because people try to convince you into certain things, and now's not the time for that because common sense is not on the menu. Actually, conflict and fighting is on the menu. um you could also not only help a woman, but there could also be you getting into conflicts with women. Sharing emotions and public speaking can be a thing as well.
You may even get fiery speeches of instigation of battle. Actually, a great example. Putin recently just said that if Europe, the NATO, European Union further engages in giving Ukrainians a certain type of weaponry, that he's ready to make a counter move.
Yeah.
There's been fiery speeches, like you said, a lot of conversations or people having
One
speeches
and more.
about
That's
battle.
why. Now, to Topaz's point, there could be sexual undertones or people trying to get their guts beat in. True. And now will probably be the window for that because there's an impulse. But later on in the week when Mars goes into Cancer, unless you can get it up until the 25th, 26th type of space, then no. Because like some of this is going to be sexual frustration, and it could also, I'm not saying that they won't have outbursts because Cancer it rules emotions, and so people can have emotional tantrums.
Right.
But it will be less aggressive in a sense, like it's not the same. There's a level of impotence when Mars goes into Cancer.
I think going back to what you said with Mars and Cancer, maybe you get aggressive pettiness.
Yes.
It gets like maybe people being shady.
Passive aggressiveness.
Right.
Versus when it's in Gemini, I'm really just going to smack you.
Right.
We really don't have to do this.
Right.
Let's just head on like direct conflict.
Placement.
Right. So where was I at? Yeah, so people having more emotional conversations and public speaking. So you see a lot of public speaking. You also see people being more alert, more curious, and more adaptable. Quick thinking, quick communications, very chatty. Sharing of ideas, community, selling, and business. Things that do with business and selling, like I guess you could say merchants, like people selling business things, sharing things. A lot of reading, writing, and technology will be like pushed to the forefront, and there could be some issues with technology as well, but things will be centering around technology because Mercury's in Aries right now, and the Sun is still, well, it moved into Aries on the 21st, so it'll be a lot of intense, impulsive energy. So very interesting. Let's see. You was talking about how I said yesterday the girls fighting because they can't get their guts beat in. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like some of the girls really are fighting for that. But some of the girls really are just fighting because they've been had smoke and more smoke planets lined up for them to smack somebody. It's really just some. It really depends.
Also, Dion said management got fired at my old job, and someone made death threats. I heard they increased their security.
See, and you know what? If Dion looks up his chart, I wouldn't be surprised if he don't have maybe Aries and maybe his 10th house. You know, because if I remember correctly, I think he had like Cancer and Capricorn placements. Cause cause some of y'all have twin placements in here. Some of y'all have twin, like y'all be twinning up in here, like y'all have, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have Aries even his 10th or 4th house. So there's a lot of aggression, but I'm betting that it's going to be in the 10th house for Dion. Yeah. Yup. So it's going to be really, really intense, and so people really have to be careful. People have to really be careful because people are really going to be taking stuff to another level. Now, that's just the aspects of what the moon is doing and how it's all interacting. Now, when we get to the aspects, okay, what we're going to see is the sun and Mars getting together. Mars is still in Gemini, like I said, in a very anorexic degree. The sun is in Aries because we just moved into Aries season. This is the new zodiacal new year, so the sun has moved into Aries. So you're going to see a lot of fast things, egos, accidents, people exercising, anger, restlessness, self-improvement, listening to trying to listen to other people's point of views can be very hard, and people can be wrong. So even though I was supposed to do the stream yesterday with the notes, as you can see with 6-9, when we talk about anger, accidents, restlessness, and exercise, he got beat up at the gym. Do y'all see what I'm saying? So he went to the gym and caught smoke. As I said, exercise is on there, anger, accidents, fighting. Look, y'all go to work and go home. I know Digital says she wants to act up and be more rowdy than usual. It's really a thing. It's really a thing. People really, really having smoke. And after I get into like how the moon is really placed, I'll go into the rising signs of where it will be at and where you will see a lot of this aggression. But it's really crazy. You have the moon and Mars are going together. So the moon is in Aries and Mars again in Gemini. So emotions on high, no patience, irritability. Try to avoid stress. Try to compromise. And if you cannot compromise, I would suggest people to just do solitude. Do not go outside.
Yeah, I think that's
do not go outside. If you could go outside, try to go outside later when Mars is in Cancer, like around the 25th or 6th ish. Because the 21st was the new moon. Depending where you live, so the 21st, 22nd, we're in the 22nd. So honestly, try to avoid people, especially for y'all who really have it in a very harsh placement where y'all chomping at the bit to fight somebody. Like digital usually therapy based, so this is crazy that she about to smack somebody. Because half of the time, her anxiety be through the roof. But
don't do it digital, because this is a time where someone will pull a gun out. Or
exactly, because they want smoke too.
Extreme. Yeah,
they want smoke too. So you have to keep that in mind. Then you have Mercury and Mars. Mercury just went into Aries early on the 20th. Mars is still in Gemini. Great for ideas. You can make snap decisions, impatience, tempers. Think before you speak or act, because you might do something you regret. Again, accidents. You want to see accidents with tools, ladders, fires, and road accidents. These are very susceptible. I would be careful with tools, ladders, fires, and driving on the road. Neptune and Mars. Neptune is still in Pisces. Mars is in Gemini. These are mutable placements, and so you want to see energies and efforts are weak, and so sometimes people can feel lost. It'll be hard for people sometimes to begin a lot of things new, so they might impulsively start something new, but it'd be hard for them to close the deal, or have to do like a task over and over and over again. But the other downside of this is that people can be scapegoated or be prey to other people's schemes this week. Please take care, because I could see if somebody plotting on you, they've been wanting to bang you or some other stuff, or they've been wanting to set you up. That's what be kind of on the menu for this week. People scapegoating, people scheming, people been trying to get a hold of their ops type of energy.
Right.
My Mars is in Aries. I've been a lot more irritated. I've been in the gym blowing off steam. That's true. But I feel like this is my true nature low key. But y'all right. And it could be your true nature depending on what your placements are, but we don't want to be ourselves in prison, you know? So, like, you don't want to. This would be like, I'm finally free, and all it took was a felony. Like, listen.
Actually, if you have someone, I actually think you should take Topaz's advice. You gotta get that extra energy out. Go play some soccer. Go have your boyfriend beat it up.
Beat them guts.
Or your girlfriend.
Whatever.
Whatever you doing, whichever way you go. Find a positive way to exert aggression and a lot of activity.
Yeah, find positive aggressive outlets, and if that don't work, don't go outside if you can help it. I'm so serious, because Happy New Year, Steve. But yeah, like, if you can't, girl, just stay in the house. Just stay in the house.
I agree. What's up, Steve? No, I agree with BMORE. You gotta do it because, again, this someone will pull out weapons in this.
Yeah, because y'all have to think about what Aries rule. Aries rules weapons, fighting, conflict. Like, come on now, y'all. If y'all can't get it together, which is nothing wrong with that, you just understand who you are and your limits. Stay in the house, child. You don't go nowhere unless you have to. The sun and Pluto. So the sun is in Aries right now. Pluto is still in Capricorn. So people have a lot of drive. They want to develop leadership. They want to have self-improvement. They want to change the world. They have a lot of confidence and they want to achieve career goals. This isn't a bad outlet for that. If y'all can be positive at work, then do that. You have the moon and Pluto. You can work through issues that can limit your success. Take care of home, and women can have a profound effect on you. So whether it's fighting with women or having to take care of women, that could be a whole thing, and it can have a profound effect on your life. Mercury and Pluto. So research, education, learning about other people helps you to learn about yourself. And again, public speaking. So the more you learn about other people and their behavior, the more you learn about yourself and what you need to do. Neptune and Pluto. Examining spiritual beliefs, your own personal philosophy in everyday life, metaphysics, your subconscious, meditation, music, and nature. If all else fails, like I said, stay home. Stay home. We good, Steve. Yeah, just stay home. Just try to just stay home, because some of these people crazy and they not above fighting you. And I wouldn't even be like, you know what, y'all? I'm not even gonna hold you. I actually, so far, y'all been cool, because I actually was anticipating possibly people like getting into arguments in the chat, because I'm like, this is such like hot energy. Like I could see people like finding smoke somewhere, you know. And I try to be making sure, like, you know, I don't really want the vibe of the channel to be like antagonism, but with stuff like this, like I could see people really going crazy, scratching each other face up and just acting a damn fool. Really. Any questions about the placements before I move on to the rising signs? My little brother stay coming at my neck. I be wanting me to cuss him out. Definitely at the house chilling. Yeah, just try to chill, y'all, because the energy is so intense. It's so hot this week. It really is. And some people aren't afraid to take it all the way there. Especially with this new moon that we're still under the influence. Alright. So we're going to start off with Cancers. Cancer's risings. You probably have the new moon in Aries in the 10th house. And this is what I was saying with Dion. When he was saying that people were being aggressive at work. Not shocked that people were fighting or doing all those death threats and stuff at work, because that's why I said you probably have it in your 10th house because of how the zodiac signs and where all the cardinal signs are at, you know. But this can manifest as achievements, status, recognition, promotion, the government being involved in your career, or issues tied to your parents. So it's interesting when they said they had to call the police, and so now government affairs are more like they're investigating your career, or basically where your job is. So if you're a Cancer rising, you're going to see this aggression at work. And depending what your own personal placements are, they'll tell you how it will happen. But for the most part, these type of themes can show up. Yeah. So, hey, S. Colton, I've been avoiding people lately. My attitude on 100, my patience is low. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Also, if the energy too high, I need a little fire. My chart is very watery and earth heavy, so this is just gonna be me moving. Yeah, yeah. To S. Colton's point, some people do need the. I guess you could say like the kick in the ass, but some people really just trying to fight. I'm gonna be honest. You know, y'all really be safe and be careful. All right. Any questions, Cancer rises, before we move on to Gemini? All right, so for Gemini risings, this is going to occur in your 11th house. So you're going to want to just lighten up the mood more. You want to be more social. This is going to be around your friends, networking, and short-term and long-term goals. And so this can either be aggressions with friends and social spaces and stuff like that, or just you being more aggressive and trying to accomplish your goals and have more drive. So like I said, like for some people, it might not be them actually fighting. For some people, it's like them having more drive to go after what they need to. You know. All right. Any questions, Gemini risers, before we go on to Taurus? Okay, so for Taurus risings, Aries is going to be in your 12th house. And so this is going to deal with secrets. Review all past events because the next new moon for Taurus will be in the first house. So whatever you've been working on these past couple months or things that have been happening, it will come to fruition in your first house. So keep that in mind. Because after Aries is Taurus, so the next new moon will be a Taurus new moon. And so when you have a moon come up in your 12th house, the next moon usually is in your first. And so all of those things will come to fruition, or it will be, I guess you could say, out in the open or externalized. People are hospitalized or institutionalized, and hidden aspects come out. Things that you want to keep secret come out. So like for Taurus rising, secrets can come out. Things that you want to keep hidden, things that you don't want nobody to know, all sorts of stuff. These things just come out, and there's really nothing you could do to really change these types of things. They're beyond your control. All right. So for Aries risings, the new moon will be in your first house. And so this is going to be about you changing your appearance, changing habits, getting into new hobbies. This can also be popularity, strength, weaknesses, and self-development. Now, everything I said about all the aggression stuff is still true. But when it's in your house, these are the themes that all of the stuff I said before is going to be centering around. So, like, for instance, like, if I said there's some people who be trying to run a scheme or try to play games because they've been wanting to set you up or they've been had beef with you. For instance, if you are Aries rising, it's going to be around who you are as a person and your personality and your popularity. So people could be running these games around your reputation and stuff like that. Just depend. Just depend. Depend where you have it at. So, like, for instance, Dion's, we said all these people was acting crazy and wanted smoke. For he had Cancer rising. So for people with Cancer rising, people started sending death threats at his job. You know, it just depends where the crazy gonna be at. Just depend where how your chart is set up. That's it. Aries energy is nothing to be played with, not at all. Them people are crazy. Okay. All right. So for Pisces rising, the new moon will be in technically your first house. And so this will deal with the same themes: change, appearances, habits, new hobbies, popularity, strength, weaknesses, and development. These will deal with the same things. So I do notice Aries and Pisces are definitely undergoing new identities, and they're trying to have self-discovery. And so I do find it interesting. Like, all of that energy is going to be challenged. And I understand, like, Pisces this week, you went out and you've been trying to exert this new identity and figure out some things. The bullshit will come behind all of this. It's going to be around this. Now, on a small chance that your Pisces rising is a little bit lower, this could also be around your second house too, and around what you own as well, in self-esteem. Because people want to be coming for your self-esteem and your newfound independence and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. For my Aquarius risings, the new moon is in your second house, and it deals with material value, status, attitudes about money, income increase. So you could get more money just coming in, and you increase it. Gifts, ego can get you into debt, so watch your ego. Do not be smelling your ass because you have Aries in the second house. And learn to budget, and this will be centered around your self-esteem. Hey, Journey, this will be centered around your self-esteem. Is that sin snort in the background again? I swear to God, listen. 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 Yo, I'm weak. My family is filled with mad Taurus and Aries, so 8 had to learn how to butt heads, but damn, they are stubborn as a firecrackers. Yeah, very explosive. Very explosive. Dang. Right on time. Aquarius risings. Yeah, you came right on time. So yeah, like I was saying, Journey, a lot of people are going to be, it's going to be, all this energy is going to be around stuff that you own, your status, your attitude about money, and you could get an increase of wealth and money, but your ego can be inflated as well. um and this, you will have to really budget, and this can also be around your self-esteem. And you already, like for the Aquarius risings, y'all already got that Pluto pushing, conjuncting on your ascendant. It's pushing to come into Aquarius, which will come by the end of the week. So you guys are going to feel all of this transformation. So all this new year, new me energy, that's really for Aquarius rising, and it'll be like that for 20 years. And so all of this stuff, they're going to have themes that's going to really challenge your self-esteem, challenge your material status, your material values. How do you think about money as it relates to your self-esteem, you know, ego, stuff like that. Let me see. The Pisces one, that is a fact. They can go to sleep anywhere, because I'm going to sleep anywhere. Now Aquarius rising is going to be bitch sleeping a hole with a handful of Benjis. Yeah, that's why I just got off the line with my manager, and he confirmed that they didn't update my base pay, and I got moved to a different department. He said he's going to make sure my money correct. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, shout out to Journey. Yeah, so y'all going to be getting that bread. Just don't get into debt behind it. And don't be smelling your butt neither. Because you want to know why? You can get into debt. This is a good time to rack up unnecessary bills, because you have more money. You have more money now. And I do notice people with strong Aquarius placements, sometimes, y'all, don't be offended. Don't be offended. Don't be offended. Sometimes y'all say and do things, but don't necessarily get why people are reacting how they're reacting. Now, I think Journey has like strong Sag placement, so I think some of the wisdom from the Sag, because Sages usually be having common sense. But I do notice people with strong Aquarius energy, sometimes they're reacting in certain ways, and people are reacting around them, and they don't really get why people are feeling how they feel around them, and based off of it. And like a prime example, like for instance, like an Aquarius rising will say something, like, or somebody with a strong Aquarius placement, they'll say something, like for instance, they'll say something racist, and then people be like, well, why are you being racist? And they be like, well, they think I'm racist. And I'm like, but did you say something racist? And I'm like, I kind of did to shake the table, but now they think I'm racist. I say, listen, is shaking the table worth people identifying you with something that you don't want to be identified with? You know? That's all. I just want y'all to, for people with strong Aquarius placements, I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about that, because is the argument worth putting yourself in close proximity with something that you really don't care about in the long run? You know. Yeah. My ego is in my intelligence, often an intelligence elitist. I'm working on it. Yeah, girl. Because you want to know why? Everybody is dumb somewhere. And you know, when you start smelling your butt somewhere, just be like, you know what? I got to be dumb somewhere. And everybody start off dumb. That's it. Aquarius folk be so damn emotionally detached. They say crazy ish and be like, what's the problem? That's what I'm saying, as Colton. That's what I'm saying. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because guess what? I'll say this about air signs. They don't want to be emotionally enthralled in shenanigans. So, like, why are we going to emotional places, shaking the table and messing with other people's emotions then? So, like, for instance, like with the whole I say something wild and then be mad that people think that I'm like associated with that. Okay, we're going into emotional spaces, and then I'm shocked that people are having an emotional reaction to something we said that was insensitive. And you know what? Because air placements in general, they're not necessarily synonymous with emotionalism. Maybe, and this is for Journey, so that we can understand, because Journey is the Aquarius rising in the room. There are other forms of intelligence, and another one is emotional intelligence. So maybe we're smart on paper, but are we smart with emotions? Are we smart with emotions? So, like, are we going to places where people are vulnerable, kicking them in the coochie, and then telling them to pucker up, buttercup? Because I'm telling you, with all this airy energy, people, some of these girls are ready to fight. We got people like Digital ready to fight, and Digital be having anxiety all year round. Digital, listen, be shaking like a leaf, but today she got hands. So, like, is it worth it? Is it? You know, so I want all the air signs to understand it. I know y'all be like, I'm book smart, but I'm like, are we, like, psychology is a science, y'all. Psychology is a science. That's what I be getting all the air signs with, because they be trying to be like, I'm so detached. I'm like, let me tell you how psychology and understanding behaviors and emotions is a literal science. I'm not doing this with your air signs. I'm not doing it with your air signs. Behaviors is a science. So we can be smart how we interact with people. They also do stuff without considering the emotional ramifications of other actions and get caught off guard by emotional reaction. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's Colton. That's why I said I don't play with air signs, because that's why I be telling them. I said, you know, I understand we're smart, but understand emotions, psychology, and sociology and anthropology are all studying human behaviors and history of human behaviors. So, is it worth it? Because y'all really, the air signs want a detachment because they prefer beautiful things, they prefer peace, and they prefer a relaxing vibe. If that's the vibe you want, then we have to stop kicking people in the coochie. And then be mad because they ready for real smoke. They're actually, I'm going to be real, air signs. It's not them that's the problem. It's you. You being weird. Because you coming up in people places, touching, moving furniture around, and then y'all mad because they want smoke now. That's it. So just keep that in mind. Because like I told y'all before, I know Journey came in late. Some of the air signs came to church late. So I know y'all sliding in the back of the church. But I keep telling y'all, this is high energy. We not want to get Cancer, Mars moving into Cancer to the end of the week. People can still fight you up until this point. Because we had Gemini and Mars for a few months. Gemini's been in Mars. Mars been in Gemini since like August, September of last year. You really got me with that one. It really isn't worth it. It's not. Air signs be ready to throw rocks and hide their hand. They do. This is why Libra energy finesse the F out of people. At least consider it and get their bag and dip. That's all. That's all. I just want y'all to consider it. Not the way I should be, for real. I'm kind of mean. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Aquarius risings are known to be mean. I don't mean to be, but it definitely comes off that way. And that's the thing, like, and you know what? I have been thinking about doing a series about different rising signs and how they affect people around them. But I just have to knock out this whole Pluto and Saturn series for Patreon because I have to do something for the people who really just been supporting me on Patreon. You know, I really do because they really been like sweet and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to do something for the Patreon girlies and get the book club up and running. But once all that stuff is situated, yeah, we're gonna be having conversations about the rising signs and why y'all be acting like that. The air is backed by fire. And yeah, and that's why for you, Journey, that's why it makes it worse because they're compatible. And so sometimes they blow heat to the flame. They be just flaming it up. They be like, I'm gonna be honest, you know, fire eats up all of that air. I got a little air in my chart, so I know how to sound smart, but I'm grateful every day for the sense of all the water in my chart. Yeah, that's why I say y'all people be calling the water crybabies, but listen, you know, emotional intelligence is a form of intelligence and is needed. You know, now they deserve it. See, digital got smoked with the air signs. Also, at least the fire girlies will stand 10 toes down and then, you know what? The fire girlies will fight at least. You know, at least they're gonna fight because the air sign might pull up, start the stuff, and then might slide out or tell people to chill out. Like a fire sign be like, yeah, and I meant what I said about your grandmother. I'm like, okay, you rude, but okay. Yeah, they do. They whoop their ass. Effective teacher. They gonna learn today. That's it. Air signs, y'all gotta watch your mouth. Yeah, they do. That's what I'm saying. Especially now, y'all really have to be careful. Yeah, feed the people. Yeah, they've been really supporting me, but I'm gonna do that because I also have some other stuff. And you know, now that I had thought about the whole book, because I told you I was reading that book on boundaries, I might put that up for the book club for this whole Saturn and Pisces thing because there could be a lack of boundaries, and that might be the book club read, and we might just be reading about boundaries and stuff like that since we people about not to have none with this whole Saturn and Pisces shit. So I'm, you know, that's what I think I might put up for the book club so everybody can live a little better. We can be discussing it, and we can discuss how people be acting based on the book. So that's what I'm really thinking. You know, that's not a bad idea because it could be a good kiki, and I could see people coming with good stories like how people been acting the fuck up since Saturn went into Pisces. Just fell out with a friend on Monday because I went in on her sister because I felt like they were sneak dissing. They were, but my ego wanted to go in on them, and I did. Journey, you don't even listen. I told y'all to stop fighting with people. Lord, why y'all keep... I mean, I'm not saying you don't defend yourself. And I'm not saying not have no boundaries because again, Journey, what you're describing is a lack of boundaries. But there's also a way to have boundaries without like doing the most. Like you don't have to do that. Cause I like, and honestly, there's some people that I've enacted boundaries with this week. And I'm gonna tell y'all I did something really grown. I'm gonna tell you how I was grown. I had some conversations with some people that I felt like, you know, did certain things that were wild. And we had conversations because I wanted to hear their point of view before I made any decisions or whatever my boundaries were going to be with that person. So I'm going to because I'm grown. And so even though I might not like what you're going to say, I'm still going to hear what you have to say. You know? And so I'm like, I want you to explain. Now, once you explain yourself, whatever comes out after that, you know, is whatever it is. You know, but you can never say that I didn't hear what you have to say or whatever. You know, that's my policy. Like, you know, why did you say that to me? Because you do owe me an explanation for your shitty behavior. You know, and whatever happens, like if they took accountability, if they didn't take accountability, you know, I came in with some of these conversations because this week with like, if the person takes accountability, cool. If they don't, cool. But whatever happens, and it is what it is. So just keep that in mind. LOL, air is the smallest part of my chart. It has little to no influence. It depends, Topaz. It depends how it's aspected. We'll see. I definitely stay on my square all day, every day. I'm definitely I said what I said kind of person. True, Journey. You can say what you said, but also you also need to like just listen to what people are saying too. You know, I'm not saying like you have to agree with them, but I do listen to what people say and like how they're wording stuff, and if even if they'll take accountability and all this other stuff. Because the reality is like people are going to fail because being a human is hard. And I'm not saying like not allow people to disrespect you. That's not what I said. So I don't want nobody losing no boundaries or people being rude or nothing like that. That's not what I said. But it's how people are handling stuff. Like how are they going to be dealing with, if someone said something that was insensitive. Not like they talking about your mother or nothing like that, but if they said something that was insensitive, like did they apologize? Were they remorseful? Like if I put a boundary, do you get upset after I set a boundary? Because I pay attention to all of that. When I tell you I clock all of that. Like if I say, you know what, I really just don't feel comfortable with you doing XYZ anymore. And after I said that, if you get buck, I be like, oh no, no. So no, I will have a conversation with you because I want to see what the vibe is. And I'm gonna tell you something. When people be hating your guts, they can barely keep it in. They can barely keep it in. I feel that fellow air fire backfire. Yeah. All right, glad I'm on my boundary hilly journey. I just got too much Pisces in my chart. I gotta check the foolery with Saturn and proof. Yeah, you know what, y'all? We gonna do. You know what? Y'all just made it official. We doing the boundary book and for the book club. That's what we doing. So all the people that's on the book club level, that's what we doing. We doing the book club one. We gonna be reading chapters and bit by bit, and we gonna be coming up discussing, what we learned and how well we're if we see ourselves in these characters or the people they write about, and how well we're dealing with our lack of boundaries, because everybody's going to be getting themselves together on Patreon, especially with 3 years. You got 3 years of Saturn and Pisces and a lack of boundaries. We not about to get dog walked for 3 years. Not doing it. So nope. Got some Willard Smiths in here. I'm dead. Be more out here on growth. And I be trying to be grown about it, because I'm not gonna lie, like there's a hood bigger version where I just be like, let's just get busy. But I'm like, you know what, I'm getting older. I have to learn how to have actual conflict resolution with people, whatever the conflict is. Because it's like I've been in situations where people had to like argue, fight, and I'm like, it's time to learn other skills. I can never say that I've never not been in those situations. So but like, let's learn other skills. There's a lot of Will Smiths in here, low key. I'm fucking dead. I'm glad the fire is giving digital journey some integrity, because it's too much air and y'all niggas. So you know what, dead sleep. But I'm gonna let her slide, because she's feeling a little bit unwell, so I'm gonna just let her she's feeling like a tinge under the weather, so just a little bit. Air signs literally say some bullshit and have it need you. That's all I'm saying. What's the book club? Girl, it's on Patreon. So that one's like $10 a month. But I'm going to set, because I have to recalibrate some stuff, because before y'all, I'll make a post. Before y'all, if y'all want to join, but I'll make a post so y'all know when I fixed all of the stuff on Patreon. So y'all can join it and be on that level. So we can have conversations, like real tea conversations about like spiritual growth, like real spiritual growth, and other like occultic books and stuff like that. But I'll let y'all know once I like reorganize that stuff, because I'm gonna do the Saturn one. The Saturn one, I feel like I'm gonna be done by next week. I feel like I'm gonna be done at least the first part, and we can like kiki about that Saturn and Pisces, and then it'd be like part 2, and then I have to start working on a part of like Pluto and Aquarius. But for the book, I'm gonna do it. Plus, everybody who was in the book club know I usually put a link to where y'all can get the book the cheapest or for free. Because I usually be like, look, I found this book for $3 if y'all want to read it. Because I used to do that. I'd be like, look, I'm going to tell y'all, I found this book for $3. Because I'm a reader, so I'm going to tell y'all where we going to get the books for cheap. I'm going to join the book level. You're not about to dog walk me. I'm not going to dog walk you, digital. But listen, we have to, like, grow up, Y'all, the Saturn and Pisces can have everybody developing soon so much emotional intelligence. Maybe the Hurt podcast niggas could get dog walked by this energy. Maybe. Stirring the atmosphere of acceptance. Yup. I made that too. I'm tired of messing up community vibes with my algorithm. The Plug Club was dope. We had it before. Yeah, I have to get it back together. But honestly, I'm gonna make a post before, I tell y'all, so y'all know when to hop on there. Cause I don't want y'all to hop on there and it ain't together. Did y'all do Libra risings yet? Not yet, us Colton. We're on Aquarius. We just did a side segue. I have a tolerance and patience with everybody but my family members. I'm dead. Now I can be grown with everybody but people I'm related to. I'm fucking dead. But you know what? To be fair, Topaz, your family is rambunctious and they do too much. So I can see why you don't have patience for them. And you know what? For people that start all of that, you shouldn't have patience. I don't care if they're related to you or not. Especially if you trying to if you already tried to have adult conversations with them. I'm not doing this with y'all. I hope so. But the toxic manosphere ninjas are out. They always getting banned left and right. And you know what? They're going to, because like me and Sin had told y'all before, when Uranus is in any of the earth signs, there's going to be a lot of energy where you really can't dog walk women, and there's going to be a lot of, because there's some placements that are meant for men to be having more freedom, and then there's some stuff that's meant for women. And so you're not going to, misogyny and all this he-man woman hated club, it's not necessarily going to be the best. And you can see that with history, where when the planets were in these aspects, it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. So, but yeah, that's what we're going to do for the Pisces and Saturn for the book club. That's what I'm going to see if I can get y'all that book for free or for real cheap. That's what I'm going to do. But we're going to be working on our boundaries for the next 3 years. Also, psychology, you can default back to old behavior when you're around your family of origin. You sure can. Those patterns embedded in early life are so hard to uproot and change. Guys, get out of there. She's not a dog. She a bitch. Have some respect. Oh, I'm dead. Alright. Moving on from Aquarius risings. We want to go to Capricorn risings. So for Capricorn risings, the new moon is going to be in your 3rd house. And this is going to deal with relatives, siblings, neighbors, projects. Communication is high. Good for taking tests or having to test your mental acumen, your brain power. Doing documents, having to do any documents, errands, quick trips, sharing info, and gaining any practical knowledge. So that's what it's good for. Capricorns can really get a lot done with this. The Capricorn risings. Any questions, Capricorn risings, before I move on? I was thinking about how Tory appeal is coming up on April 10th. And I think the appeal will be denied, not only because he evil leprechaun who need to go to jail, but also because the stars is not on high. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The stars is not on his side. That's what y'all have to try not to, y'all got to chill. All right, for Sagittarius risings, the new moon will be in your 4th house, and so this deals with relocation, home, parental responsibilities, people moving in and out of the house, changes to your home, and it also lets you be better equipped to deal with family. And if I remember correctly, I think the Sagittarius, y'all had a lot of energy when y'all dealing with home and ancestral roots anyway, for Sag risings, and to a lesser note Sag suns, but this is mainly for Sag rising. So this will give you better energy to deal with them, because if I remember correctly, for the forecast I did this week, you might have been getting into it with your family members anyway. So I'm not gonna lie, for the Sag rising, this might give y'all extra heat to start smacking family members. I know y'all was just talking about family, but the Sag risings could be getting busy this week, because the family just be on their neck and they might have to smack somebody, and it's give them the smoke that they need. So let's see. Scorpio risings, your new moon will occur in your 5th house, and this deals with kids, romance, sports, socializing, and investments, creativities, pleasures that can have growth. And so any of these things or these types of pleasures, like going on vacation, being out with your friends, investments, all this other stuff, it can have growth. So really, Scorpio risings, I would suggest, if y'all going to do any investments and stuff like that, put your money up into some of the investments you always wanted to do, your kids, lovers, going on vacation with them or whatever. And this will do good for you. And this can also do with children coming in and out of the house as well. So I got to the end of the rainbow. It said, welcome to Atlanta. I'm dead. All right, for Libra risings, depending on how your Libra is set up, this can occur in the 6th or 7th house. Primarily, I can see this starting in the 6th house. In the 7th house, my bad. So this is going to be a strong need for partnership. Now, don't get me wrong, there could be competition, and whoever the competitors are, they can sidetrack you. And remember what I said earlier with this moon, there's some elements where people are trying to sabotage or scapegoat or run a scheme or run game on you. So the competition can sidetrack you. So negotiation and compromise is a thing. Marriage and engagement is a thing. Now, technically, if it's a little bit lower, there could be some elements in the 6th house. And so I wouldn't be shocked either if Libra risings start a new job this week, or they apply to a new job this week. You have a good vibe with your coworkers as long as you keep your ego in check. Don't start nothing with your coworkers. And if they start something with you, you politely tell them, like, look, chill out, we're at work, let's just keep it professional. Like, we don't have to do all of that. Exercise is a thing, getting pets is a thing, buying appliances, repairing them, job and service and helping others is on the menu. So I can see that being a thing, but y'all just watch out for keeping your ego in check, and also competitors starting with you. I see that as a thing. You're like people starting with you, and you having to compromise and negotiate with people. Well, the nigga's gonna be told, no, I can't have haters around. Yeah, just be like, look, y'all go on with that. All right, for Virgo risings, this will occur in your 8th house, and this deals with family, money, spouses, or your spouse's money. So it's your family money that you share, but also it also deals with how much your partner owns their money, right? And so this deals with taxes, debt, maintaining the house, inheritance is possible, or getting an inheritance is possible. Getting a raise, windfall, which means like sudden money coming in. You could get approved for a loan, but for Virgo risings, don't borrow more than you can afford. That's what I would suggest. For Virgo risings, don't borrow any money that you can't afford to pay back. I don't care what they clear you for. You've been approved for blah 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 blah. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. Don't do it. Only pay what you can afford. Now for the Leos, this will occur in your 9th house, and so this is going to deal with future planning, hearing from people who are far, far away. So having communications with people who are at a very far distance. Travel. Maybe this is issues with your in-laws, or having to do stuff with your in-laws. Or legal issues just in general. This can deal with ethics and personal philosophy in your truth. Okay? I feel like Libra rising's message pertains to Sag risings. Well, Digital, are you a Libra sun? Because if you have a strong Libra energy, probably like sun, I could see why that will overlap some. I could see why that will overlap. Not gonna lie, I wanted to politely read a B. That's my Aries Mercury. Gonna have to check that for real. Yeah, as Colton, it's probably your Aries Mercury, but the transiting Mercury is in Aries as well, so you probably getting like double aggression. Okay, so it's in your sun. Yeah, so I can see you feeling some of this energy as well. So, but yeah, that is pretty much it for the rising signs. Do you guys have any questions before we move forward? That's why I've been wanting to go off. Honestly, it's gonna be more chill when Mars goes into Cancer. Now, don't get me wrong. Can there be tantrums? Yes, but you'll be more relaxed. I don't know about politely reading these holes, but sarcastically, yes. That's funny. Any questions? Do y'all have any general questions? Can we do Venus, love, money, and career? What do you mean do Venus? Like Venus, go through all the Venus signs? Is that what you're saying? You want like a Venus series? I do have a question, but not regarding this. Can you do a stream on how to read tarot for beginners? You know what? Yeah, I can do that too. It's not that. But let me say this. I'm not gonna say it's not that hard because I feel like that's dismissive to people who struggling. Um, but it's more intuition based, and so if you have an issue with trusting yourself, where for you, Alicia, you said, I remember you said you have Chiron in your 8th house, and so this could deal with forms of intimacy and trust. So like if you have issues with that and your own personal power, I think it's a Scorpio for you, if I remember correctly. I can see why that would be hard for you because how your chart is set up. So you could be like, do I trust myself? Do I believe in my own power? Do I, that would be hard for you. So that's why I say with certain people's charts, but if people like, well, some people got it, some people don't. To a certain extent, yeah, because like they don't have that issue, And some people, they have rulerships over like, there are certain placements that rule like witchcraft, psychic ability, magic, blah blah blah. And some people, it's better aspected in their chart where it's easier for them. It's not hard for them. Doesn't mean you can't learn it at all. No, you can still learn it. But will you have to deal with whatever issue got going? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta listen to your big three. If y'all want to listen for your sun sign, y'all can. But I'm telling y'all, this is mostly set up for your rising because I don't know what y'all sun house is. I don't know what house y'all sun sign is in. That's why I don't really do it for that because it's too many. The gap is too open. But if y'all want to do your sun sign, y'all can. But just know that it's not really built for that. Now, if it's still applicable, like for digital, apparently it still works for her. Then y'all have at it. If y'all notice that it works for you still, even though it's not built for that, then y'all live your lives. I don't really care. So, but no, I'll do the tarot one. But like I told y'all before, step 1, I always tell people you bond with your deck. So I tell people to sleep with it under their head. You leave it in the bed. I've done it before. I've just left it in the bed or I slept with it under my pillow. Now I'm talking about them and they raggedy man. Lord, ask Colton. I'm telling you that Aries woo wee. Yeah. Okay, so I don't mind doing it. I actually was gonna do certain videos with like we going into people's Mercuries, we going into people's Venus signs and all this other stuff, and then doing some generational planets too. I just gotta knock off reasonably some notes because it's also me doing weekly forecasts every week for everybody. And this week was like a double because it's like I have to do it for the week and then I also have to do it for like the lunation, which would be the new moon in Aries. So maybe next week I could get started on notes for some of these things, but I'm just going to put it on a list because I just know when I have weeks where it's the new moon and the full moon, I'm probably going to have to just take double notes, and it'd be kind of long because I'm already at like about an hour here, and then the part one for just the weekly forecast is like 3 hours because y'all ask questions, which is fine. I don't care, but it could just take up time, you know. Let's see. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. How do I read my relocation chart on AstroSeek? I'm going to be real. That's not a type of technique I specialize in. Is the astrocartography. So, Topaz, I would suggest you to look up astrologers that specialize in astrocartography. I don't specialize in that. You know, so when people ask me about that, I don't never take their money. I always tell them to go find an astrologer that's their focus. Because like different astrologers can focus in different things. They have some people who do medical astrology. They have some people who do financial astrology, mundane astrology. You know, you have to find someone who specializes in it's called astrocartography. You have some people who specialize in like astropsychology, which they're like basically therapists that also read charts. It just depends. It's a big field, so people can specialize in whatever they want. But yeah, I don't specialize in it. That's why I don't never take nobody money for that, because I don't do that. Now, will it always be that way? I don't know, because I always believe in like brushing stuff off, because I actually had myself signed up for learning some other techniques anyway, probably like around the 1st. So, but yeah, I don't know how to do that one. Is Patreon link and a link to the book, a reading in your bio? Okay, so yes, it is. If you go to Journey, if you go to the description bar under this video, you can go to my link tree and you can schedule a booking. If you have any issues with going to the scheduler on my link tree, let me know, because I'll just do it the ghetto way, and you just book it over the phone, and I'll just make sure your time is X'd out. But if you go down to the description box, then it's there, and then my Patreon link is in there too. But if you want to wait for the Patreon until I reorganize it all, then you can. I'll just make a post in the community tab, like I was telling everybody. Once I fix the Patreon, because I'll have time to do it this week, because this week I'm gonna fix the Patreon, and I'm gonna do for the people who was in Patreon who was like holding me down. We gonna do our little thing, and I'm gonna set up this stuff for the book club and reorganize all that shit. That's probably gonna be sometime this week. So if you want to wait to go over the Patreon till whenever I make the post, cool. But yeah, to do a reading, it's in the description bar. Oh Lord, let's not get into Venus signs. Yeah, Venus signs are very interesting. But you know what's interesting too? Because like I know people go into Venus thinking like it's all about relationships. People don't realize like how much the moon shapes relationships too, because the moon is your relationship to your mother and your family. And so that's like people live out their dynamics with their mother, because their mother is the first person, like a baby falls in love with their mom first, you know. So it's interesting. It's not just your Venus, it's your moon sign too. It deals with like relationships as well. And I guess you could say like Venus and the moon deals with two different types of femininity. Like in theory, like the types of femininity are different. So I don't know. I actually might do a voiceover for that, just so y'all can see like physical examples when I say like forms of femininity and how Venus is considered feminine and the moon is feminine, but they are not the same. They are aspects of, I guess you could say, what people determine like womanhood, but they're very different. And seeing how they're aspected could also tell you like parts of your own femininity that people struggle with, whether they're a man or a woman, because you know everyone has it, because you know everybody, damn near everybody has a mother. So like depending how it's aspected will tell you your relationship with your mother, but also your relationship with femininity. So like how do you have relationships with actual women? How do you have relationships with yourself? So it is interesting. But yeah, I actually might give y'all like, I don't know, I'm thinking about doing a recording and visuals, kind of like how I did the Black Panther video. And I have to finish doing the Black Panther series because I recorded it, but I have to actually like edit the videos. So I actually have all of it. I just have to just edit it. And it's just now I have time to actually like all the stuff that I recorded, I can actually like break it up and like actually start going through it. Let's see. Maybe talking about intuitive tarot reading approach for folks beginning. Yeah, because like people have to trust their intuition, but like if there's a general mistrust, then it's going to be hard for you to do that. And honestly, it makes me think how people's moon signs are aspected, because this deals with emotional trust, and trust really deals with very deep psychological issues that are tied to your own parents, and particularly like your mother. And so if you have a damaged sense of trust, because how your family treats you informs you about the world and yourself. And so if these people treat you not the best, then it's going to be hard for you to get into like a deep approach, you know. So where my fellow or be a woman or be a man. You know what, Topaz up here trying to make a love connection. Nope, I only believe in myself, but I do not trust myself as well. I understand. Oh yeah, hopefully that makes you understand, because it's like a different type of femininity that we're talking about. And I would like y'all to see visual examples, because when I give y'all visual examples, y'all will see what I'm saying. Like I could explain it to you, but I also understand some people are visual learners. So like when I put things up, y'all can start to see, especially if I can find people who have charts that give off some of these energies that I'm talking about, you know. And they'll probably be like celebrities, because most of the time they'll put out like celebrities charts and stuff like that. But the easiest way I could describe like the moon versus Venus is like the moon is like the mother, and then Venus is like, I guess you could say when people like the feminine part where they're going out on dates, they're sexy, they're flirty, they're different type of femininity. Not one is less or greater, because you need both. That's why everybody has a moon and a Venus sign. But that will give you what you need. That will help you explain aspects of your own femininity, regardless of gender, and aspects that relate to your mother. Yeah, see. Yeah, innate talent, lineage, karma, North Node stuff play part in how easy or difficult learning may be. Yeah. How much do our moon signs play a role in our lives? They play a lot. Like, depending how it's aspected will tell you, like, because some people have relationship issues because of how their moon signs are placed. Like, and honestly, I'm gonna just do a light trigger warning, because I don't know what people's own issues are. But but um sometimes depending how people's their moons are aspected, like you could see even if they have like there could be like maybe some emotional mood issues, like mood disorders, or depending how it's aspected, you could see if they have like because the moon deals with nutrients, you could see if they have like a eating disorder, you know. So it really just depends. Doesn't matter the place where we buy the deck. Not really. Like, sometimes I buy the deck off of Etsy. Sometimes I bought it off of little stores. And honestly, Alicia, you can make your own deck. You can sit up there, cut up some papers, and just write whatever you want on there, and that'll be your deck. And that's a very intimate thing to do. So it's like, girl, why wouldn't I trust a deck I made myself? Duh. You know? So, yeah. But, yeah. That's what I think, but I'm also like type of girl to like bust out. I still do arts and crafts at my grown age. So I don't know. I still sit up there and color and scribble and all of that because I strongly believe in nurturing my inner child. Like I have time to play, all types of stuff because like that part of myself still exists. So yeah, I'm gonna do all of that. I'm gonna color. I'm gonna run around. All of that type of stuff. Just have fun without having to worry about being productive. Just it's exploration and creativity for the exertion. So, general question: what does it mean to have the eighth house in Cancer? What I notice about people with eighth house in Cancer, y'all really like to be baby on a sexual dynamic. Y'all really like all that cozy baby stuff. Also, y'all really like to be nurtured. Y'all can also be into like how could I say, like y'all could be foodies and maybe y'all attracted to people who can cook. Y'all really into type of stuff like that, like snuggling, and in a sexual dynamic, I can see y'all also being into like interesting enough squishing or like queening or like when people sit on people like because they like being like squished up in tight places. But yeah, this was like people very nurturing. On another dynamic, this could also mean like possibly the family is dangerous. So your family is dangerous or your family is not safe. This can also deal with situations where you really want to have very deep emotional intimacy with your feelings, and so maybe we're not allowing our feelings to be as open because in the eighth house deals with intimacy and trust, and so maybe you want to have a lot of intimacy and trust when we're having this conversations or like anything for you to open up. And it will also depict like maybe feelings feel dangerous to you, like going deep into like feelings. So that also can be like, because they can also be like dangers and like sorrow, betrayal, and possibly like going into like fantasy like worlds. Also, put some of that behind the paywall. Gotta make people pay. Decide how you want to give your offering. Setting boundaries, how she deliver content. Yeah, it just depends. I don't mind right now. I'm just having general conversations, but some of the stuff because I have to give stuff back to the people that are still on Patreon. But like I haven't reorganized Patreon, so I didn't want to do it till next week. So finding out people who deep dive into Pluto astrology is very insightful for me. I thought this was Hogwarts. That's funny. Tyler elaborates Starling Astro Guitar. Okay. Also, don't forget Lilith, Venus, and the Moon. Yeah, Lilith is another one. But I already started doing the Lilith series on um, Dark Crime. So anybody who hasn't listened to that, y'all can listen to that too. Because that's also like I guess you could say that's the dark side of the moon too. Which people don't talk about, like the more fierce approach. I know it's very interesting, but I know people say like femininity, like any type of danger or masculinity or violence or fierceness is considered masculine, and that's just not true. There's a form of femininity where women or feminine creatures, people that did like push deep into that feminine side, could be quite lethal, quite dangerous, and quite menacing. And you see that type of mythos come up a lot. So apparently, I'm tapped into a dark version of feminine goddess energy. My presence come off kind of Kali in Hindu. I can see that, but you know, Sin is cutting them Z's. Yeah, I told y'all she's not really feeling that well. She got a little bit of cootie. She my little bit of cootie queen. I have a little cootie queen over here. So, because a lot of people, there's only one type of femininity. I think so too, and I really think like that should be explored more. Like, and there's a couple of YouTube channels that I follow where the girls, they go into different women like that are famous and their forms of femininity, and I think that's really insightful for people to like learn about different types of femininity and stuff like that. I've never met in shape female that snores stay woke. I don't know what you talk about. The moon and how it interact with water bears a resemblance to how it tends to interact with our psychology. Yeah. While I did not know we can make our own deck. Yeah, girl, make your own deck. Just chop it up and. Mm-mm. But now I'll make that a series. I have to write some of these notes now. I might come back to this video at the end so I can write all the stuff that y'all want me to talk about and stuff like that. Um, what does it mean with the moon squares Pluto? Didn't you ask me that so fast? I think you asked me that the other day. Or was you asking me something about Jupiter? I'm gonna be real, Topaz. Your chart saying that you want to have smoke with your family. That's really what it says. That's what it says. And that's the easiest way I can relay it to you. You want to have smoke with your family, and particularly you can deal with manipulative and controlling family dynamics, or manipulative and controlling women. So very interesting. Also dealing with like deep psychological issues, like disturbances. You know. But I can see you needing to, go to therapy and deal with some of those issues. Cause you gave me a few of your aspects, Topaz, and it's giving like, need to talk to a shrink about emotional things. I saw a chick make her own deck before. It's like putting your own intention into them. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all have to get into it. And you know what? We might do that on the Patreon, and that'll be fun. It just want to be arts and crafts. We want to come up and we just want to scribble, and we want to talk about what we making our decks for, and that might be a thing. I might put that on Patreon. We just sit up there and scribble, and people talk about what they doing a deck for or whatever. It'll be lit. Yeah, that's gonna be a Patreon thing. That's a good idea. Actually, I'm gonna make sure I have to listen back to this video so I can think of all the stuff that we would like do. But that's really a vibe, because I can't even get into like some of the ones I want to make for myself. That's gonna be like quiet as kept. That's gonna be on Patreon, because I can't even say, because I don't want my video to get in trouble. I've been nurturing my inner child by reading more. I used to read a lot as a kid, and it feels good doing that again. Guys, read, child, read. If that's your thing. And you know what you could do, Alicia? Now, I missed it a little bit, because I'm gonna be honest. These past couple months, like, it's been hard for me to keep track of it. But like, I do like a little reading challenge, and I be having like a little arts and crafts book that I put like all of the books that I read, and I review the books in my little planner, and I scribble in it. It's really fun, so it's like, it's cute. You get your little planner, put your stickers in there, you put your pictures. Sometimes I like doodle and stuff like that, so yeah, it's fun. Just have fun. I never had deep understandings of the moon signs. Yeah, I'm gonna just do it, because right now y'all said y'all want a moon series. I remember the last one y'all said y'all want a Mercury series, and I seem like y'all want a Venus series as well. So that's what we'll do. And maybe we'll do like a feminine series, how we'll compare all the feminine placements, and y'all can see like with Lilith, the moon, and Venus, and how they're just very different. They're very different. And maybe y'all see people in your lives that embody these things more than the other. Oh, you reading me down about my moon, trying North Node. Well, if it's your North Node, then it's like your destiny to like, it's part of your life path to really work hard and deal with these psychological issues, dear. So, Topaz, if you could get yourself a shrink, you're well on your way. Because it's really for this lifetime for you to deal with psychological issues. The moon sign is the hidden part of yourself. I can see why people say that. Dark side of the moon changed the game. Female animals are dangerous AF. That's how dudes get set up. But yeah, right, S. Colton. That's what I'm saying. That's why people like, it's not feminine for women to be fighting. And I'm like, girl, that's not realistic. Like, for instance, like when you see a woman fiercely fighting for her baby, is that like, so was she supposed to sit there and wait for the man to come? Like, she supposed to get busy with her for her kids, you know? So that's why I say, like, people say that, I think they're weird. I just get away from them. Femininity is so broad. I wish people would do open minded. Yeah, I don't. But you know what? It depending how people are raised in their own culture, how they grew up at home, will determine like all of that. Yes, Corinne's breakdown on feminine archetypes is a deep dive. Yes, as Colton, I actually was going to suggest her channel because she does such a good job with like comparing different women and their feminine journeys and like what happened in their lives. That's good for anybody who wants to like look at different type of women. I do love Corinne's channel. It's so good. And I'm gonna suggest that when I make like suggested things for the love thing, I'm gonna put her channel there so y'all can go over there and look at some stuff so y'all can see. Let's see. It's Topaz smoke to lift some general curses. So gotta whip ass and clean comment. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. I asked about Jupiter conjunct the moon and square rising yesterday. Oh, okay. Because I'm like, you got a lot of moon placements. So it's like, you dealing with ashy family members is just on the menu. It's just what you came here to do, unfortunately. Build a deck definitely sound fire. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's fun. I'm going to put that on the Patreon. That's going to be on the Patreon. So that way, if y'all want to make a explicit decks, then, you know, we ain't going to have no Google coming in, deleting comments, or you know, doing none of that type of stuff. And people could be, you know, more crass if they want to be. Because I'm going to be crass about what I'm making my deck to do. So, because I've been wanting a certain deck and I really just haven't found what I've been looking for. So, I'm going to just make it. And it's probably going to be funny. Some of y'all should make an evil eye to get the haters off your eye. Concur. The Dummies Tarot. That's funny. That's a good name. Thanks, Antarctica. That's such a good name. That's really funny. Yeah, I'm gonna have to save this post so I can go back and all the stuff that y'all are interested in. I learned so much from these lives. Good. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. Let's see. I'm gonna have to do that. I have to find a template to do that on my iPad because I do my planning on there. You know what, Alicia? That you would do good if you went on Etsy and got like one of the e-planners, because you can download an e-planner and then like upload it like a cutesy one. And I might, if you remind me, I'm gonna show you on Etsy. I don't personally do it because I like cutting out stuff and coloring because it feel like very, it feel very like, you know, summer camp energy to me, Lisa Frank energy to me. You know, it feels like when I first got my Bratz doll. I like all of that. So, you know, never look a predator in the eye. Oh my goodness, her baby, stop it. It's true. It's true. Like, when they be saying that, I be like, y'all ridiculous. People be forgetting that humans are still part of nature. And yeah, like, y'all weird. Them hyper feminine soft girlies may have some shut down part in their survival instincts. Like, the fuck. I think so too. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. So I'm like, y'all just want to let somebody like attack y'all, blah blah blah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that part of femininity don't exist. That's not what I'm saying. Because I do think there's like a soft relaxation, like a ease vibe that should go in. But some of them be talking like almost nonsensical. Like, it's literally delusional. Like, that would never happen. I love her channel. Me too. Like, I love her channel. I feel like she does a good job. There's a couple people channels that I feel like will be good when we start talking about these things. We could start like saying what they did or whatever. And I'm not I know some people be weird about shouting out people channels. I feel like if someone does a good job, like, we should be lifting people who are like contributing to society. You know, we shouldn't be doing all that, because I feel like people talk about, you know, delinquent energy and people being crazy more than people like, you know, doing meaningful work or like really trying to, you know, offer something. They have something to offer to society. You know, they make the world like a better place, you know, or they've done something where they've left a positive impact. not actually family members, praises to Topaz. It's true, because that when you see the moon and Pluto in that aspect, there's a lot of deep, turbulent psychological issues, but there could be conflict with family members or women who are controlling and manipulative. So that's what I think. Yeah, prayers up to Topaz. You can put Topaz on a sick and shut it list. I was thinking about creating my own deck. I had my eye on an anime style deck though. Ooh, that sounds fun. See, that sounds fun. Yeah, cause right now, cause honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like all day, I've been watching Little Witch Academia, because I know a lot of people be like, "Girl, that's such a good, blah blah blah." And I'm like, all right, I've been had it on my list, even though it came out like years ago. But I was just watching it, and I'm like, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I see why the Little Witch Academia heads be going off. Like, I could see why they be set tripping. Cause I'm like, it's a cute show. I like it. So, and I think after that, I'm thinking about watching, I think it's called Bastard on Netflix, which is like a heavy metal, like occultic witch show thingy. I don't know what it is, what's going on with that, but I'm like, I'm gonna just keep an open mind and see. We're gonna need a Dummies tarot breakdown. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna do like card by card, so y'all can understand what's tea. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look. Yeah, Alicia, if you go to Etsy, if you type in, because I would get this little sticker kits for my planner, like get the sticker kits to do like paper crafting. What you do is you get like, you go over to like the PDF girls. So you go to the girls who like the iPads and stuff, they put their planners. If you go over there, you can get a PDF that can be like, just say you use the planner on your iPad or whatever, you can download a cute one off of Etsy. You obviously you pay for it, and once you pay for it, it's yours forever, and you get it. Like honestly, I wish I wasn't on my tablet and I was on the computer, because if I was on a computer, I would just type it up so I could show you. Cause like I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, some of them were so cute. I had saved it because I'm like, oh, this is so cute. I want a little cute one like this to put nothing in there. I don't have nothing to put in there. But no, I was about to like get it, and I'm telling y'all, I really could not put enough stuff in there, because it was like work, and then work. I'm like, oh, I don't have nothing to really to like put in there. So now I probably could if I wanted to, because like I actually have like content and other things to do, because like I actually have time to do all of this. But before it was like work, and work. Oh, and you working all day this day. Like Thought Crimes themed deck would be definitely icy. I could see that too. I could see that too, because y'all they definitely have like over there like some of the occultic girlies that were like that. Also, BMORE, at some point, you just need to collect with some of the artists and get it made and released to the public. You know what? You want to write stuff, S. Colton. You really giving me the ideas. Y'all giving me the ideas and stuff like that. That's good. Also, the soft girlies, not mad at them. Just find balance. Like, if you was a playground bully, maybe explore your soft area. But if you've been soft, you may need to do warrior deep dive. That's all I'm saying. But you know what, as Colton, I also noticed that some people's charts is set up for one way, and maybe it's their lifetime to really have one way. Maybe. So I don't know. I also think about that too. Like, if the chart is heavily influenced in a particular way. I often sometimes think when people like ask me for consultations, like, and I will look through the chart to see, but I think like it's these people's journey to explore that part of themselves as well. So some people really have like, they don't really have eras, they just have one note, and it's because whatever they was here to do, that's it. So I know I buy a TC deck for real. Hey, King Hebrew. You talk about soft life girls. I actually am not mad at soft life girls. Listen, I just went over there to soft life. I did not know that was a thing. And I understand people are arguing about soft life, so I didn't know that was like a real beef. I literally just found out about that like maybe a few weeks ago. So I didn't know soft life was like had people in a chokehold either. So I be late. I really don't be on social media like that. Like that. If I'm on social media, it's because I'm doing a stream. Like outside of that, I'm either reading a book or I'm watching cartoons, or anime, or coloring in my little, doing my little planner stuff, like little decorations in my little journal, or like stuff like that. I'm not doing that. Or I'm cooking, or I'm outside taking a walk. Like I really just I be living my life, child. I don't be worried about stuff like that. Or I'm like talking to a client or something. So I didn't know y'all had that whole soft life, whatever beef that was. Cause I don't be over there like that. I be watching anime and shit. Like, don't be caring. Cause like today, I was just watching anime all day today, and like reading a book. Cause right now I'm reading on like super immunity. I'm reading on like immuno health. You know, just to beef up my stuff on like herbology. Cause I do a lot of herbs and stuff like that, and supplements, and studying like the human anatomy and diets and stuff like that. So no, that's what I was doing. I don't know what they doing. Yeah, the Dummies Cauldron companion book deck 8's gonna be lit. That do sound good. That's Colton up there working in marketing. I'm the only T y'all need to think about. Oh my goodness. All right, chart pending. Depending on how you gonna be, some of the healer may stop trying to be paladin knights if you can't take the HP damage. I get it. LOL. I try to stay away from social media. It makes you delusional. It really do. Now don't get me wrong. I love it. I love it where like I get on. Let me tell you what I get on for social media for. You know, I get on there to watch cooking videos because like baby, I can cook all day. Like it really don't bother me. Like unless like I'm really tired. But like I can cook all day. Like it don't bother me. So I watch cooking videos. I'm gonna watch anime videos or reviews. I'm gonna watch people like music. You know, sometimes I'll binge watch people. Cause like right now I'm feeling like, should I listen to the whole discography of Marvin Gaye? And I'm feeling that energy. I'm like, dang, I really should deep dive into Marvin Gaye's music, like all of it from top to bottom. That's what I feel like. I listen to like every CD, and I should listen to like every CD of like Marvin Gaye. Like I should, you know, or like album or record. Like that's what I'm thinking about doing, cause like I like doing stuff like that. And so yeah, like things like that, anime, lifestyle girls, people decorating their house, girls doing their hair, people working out, you know, people doing like engineering projects, arts and crafts. You know, sometimes I follow the scientists, like the engineers. You know, people who grow flowers, people who have herbs, people who are artists. You know, other so like spiritual girlies like me. You know, book girls. So I follow all the girls who do book reviews, even if they have like books that I don't necessarily read that often. So like some people have books like that I don't really read. Like I really don't read like gory books that often. But will I read like a thriller? Yes. Will I read possibly like a psychological thriller? Yes. And will I read books on like some like kind of like spooky figures? Like will I read like a book like on vampires, blah blah. But do I want to hear about like how the girls was just getting murked and murdered and all that? I'm like, girl, I don't want to hear that. I'm from Baltimore. Why would I want to read that? I can go back home. You know, I could go right back to Baltimore and like just give it 5 minutes. Somebody got popped. Like I'm not interested in that. But like the thrillers, like crime, I'm into all of that. You know, some Dracula-ish, like cool. You know. But yeah, they are crazy because I don't even get on there. I be watching animals and stuff. I was just watching frog videos. Like I just think they be weird. People were saying soft life was classic and anti-black. Yeah, Topaz, I saw that and I didn't know that was a thing. I really came to it late, because it was like, because I was asking a question. I was in somebody else live, and this was like a lady who did like natural hair videos, like black hair care videos, and she was talking about it. And I was like, girl, where is that? Like, what is soft life? And she was like, you been under a rock? I'm like, apparently I have. And I guess she thought I was like a Gen Xer. Because she was like, you must be a Gen Xer. I'm like, I'm not a Gen Xer. Like, I'm a millennial. And I still don't know what y'all talking about because I don't be on technology doing that. I be on technology watching cartoons, like, or like watching dramas. So I'm watching like Virgin River and Bridgerton. Like that's what I'm on. Like I'm not watching that, you know. So she was explaining it to me, and I was like, that's people who maybe they can't afford to take a bath or do any of these things, or maybe they work 3 or 4, 5 jobs and stuff like that. And there's some people who want to express themselves in different ways. So like, I really don't care what people spend their money on. You know, I just think that's weird. That whole thing with the whole beef with Soft Life was weird to me. My big three is soft AF, super femme, but the words is spicy, and my Pluto if house placement be handing out spiritual ass beatings. Yeah, that's probably something you need to experience, and you also have to examine like if your big three is in like what would be considered more masculine placements or external placements. You should read Where the Crawdad Sings. It's so good. They just did a movie. You know what? I've seen everyone talking about it, but I didn't like look up what the book is. And sometimes when people be like, oh, you should read this book, and then you pull up on it and it's straight effing dust. Like, you be like, what? What? Like for instance, like when the Colleen Hooper girls show up, I be side-eyeing them because like, the Colleen, I think that's her name, Colleen Hoover. I be looking like, listen, y'all are crazy. And then when I read like why she make the books, I'm like, she a little bit crazy too. Cause she be like, right to, in my opinion, Colleen Hoover, she make like Lifetime movie books. Like the girl get beat up at home, she run away, she get a new ninja, all time she make books like that. That's what it gives me. But it's real funny. But yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna have to look through the second half of the stream so I can remember all the stuff you said. So like Where the Crawdad Sings. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Cause I think that's like a crime thriller thingy. Pluto in the 8th house. Same. I love making a meal, baby. I love cooking. I'm cook all day. And you know what? I get mad when I can't eat my food real long. Like when people like, I'm gonna buy you food, I take out. No, I want to cook my own food. Like I get mad when like people like, you want to eat out. I'm like, not really. My food tastes good. I don't want to keep eating other people's food. Plus, I don't know if they wash their hands. So I be kind of like, no, I'm good, babe. I'm about to go make my own food. Also, with Healing Mages, never forget the Way of Donkey. I stand with China. I'm dead. I love listening to artists whole. Yes, I love listening to the artist whole discography. Let me tell you, when I listened to Toni Braxton's discography, that was such a good time period for me. And also, like, Toni Braxton's discography made me realize, like, anytime I see an album that's red, is usually on fucking point. I never seen a red album that was dookie, like straight dumpster. But yes, like that was such a good time for me. Shout out to Toni Braxton. I'm obsessed with home decor and organizing. The girlies live rent free in my head. Yes, girl, I love. You know what I like the most as content, when the dollar store girls start home decoring and they start paying $5 for stuff and then they turn it into something real cute. I be fucking gagging. I be laughing, but then I be like, all right, let me try this, cause I'm like, let me go to this, see if I can find it from the dollar store and do the same thing. Cause they're like, I'm gonna show you how to make it. It's only $2, and I'm like, okay, but it's the dollar store decor girls that make me laugh. The girls that go to like Dollar Tree and they be doing decor on a budget, and they be showing you how to flip dollar store stuff to make it look like it's like from, I don't know, from something more higher crate, like a higher scale, like Crate and Barrel. That be having me dead. The Japanese Cambridge Analytical. Also, BookTube was wildin'. Just found out about some ghetto erotica writer who got some crazy Twilight love mess. It was a kiki to me. Girl, what happened? Because you know what? I read Twilight. I read it. I was in school reading, so I missed that. Because some of the ghetto stuff, I be bypassing. in BookTube because, like, I'm here to have fun, Because Cause you know what I really like too? I love cozy thrillers. So like it's this one book that I was reading. I might have to go book for it back to it because I don't know why I DNF'd it. I didn't finish it. But it was a book, it was a cozy thriller where it was about this girl who be killing people with pies. And she be putting a hit so like women could come up to her and be like, look, I want you to kill my husband. And she be like, say when. And they be like, when. And then she pull up with the pie and they be fucking dead. So like I didn't finish that book, but I am going to finish it because I really liked it. It's just like I had stuff going on. I don't like when I get too busy because then I can't finish the books that I want to. But I'm going to finish it. But she she was killing people with pies, and I love that book. Because that's like, I like making pies, and I'm like, she like killing people with pies. I'm like, what can go wrong? And then at the back part of the book, they give you recipes for pies, so you can start making pies too at home. Like, it's lit. Queen of the Dam was trash. For thrillers, my favorite author is Patricia Cornwell. The K. Scarpetta series is top tier. All right, well, I'm gonna save this, and I'm definitely gonna save this so I can go get my thriller game up. The soft girlies started out with good intentions, but then they got co-opted by desirability, politics, and foolishness, as per usual. But you know what? I'm not even gonna say co-opted because I feel like that only happens because there's not enough, I guess you could say, representation. So this is where we have to like question the audience intentions as well. So like that, you can't co-opt something if people aren't watching it, because that's most of the time that's how social media works. So it's like, yeah, there's rich people or people with more disposable income doing the soft life, but there's also people who don't have as much disposable income. And are you watching those videos as much as you're watching the girls with disposable income? It's really that simple. And if you're not, that's fine too. But I also don't want to hear y'all complaining about the girlies with money buying $40 candles. I should be seeing y'all watch videos of girls going to the dollar store buying candles for $1 and splurging that way. So like, are you typing in soft life for broke people? That's why I be like, when the soft life girls started fighting, and I came late to this because they was like, where you was at, and I was like, I was at home making biscuits from scratch. That's what I was making cheddar biscuits from scratch. That's what I be doing at home, and I don't really know nothing about that. So it's going to be the closest we are going to get to admission of guilt. Not books is the new stories, but I ain't mad. Make Hood lit again. You know what? Hood lit used to be great. And you know what, as content, I heard somebody said, because they said Sister Soldier came back and did like a sequel to The Coldest Winter Ever. I didn't read it, but they're saying that it was trash. I did not read it. They said it was dookie. I listen, that's their words, not mine. And they also alleged that possibly, and I'm not trying to gossip, but they saying that they think that Sister Soldier had like a ghostwriter, and that's why The Coldest Winter Ever is so good and the sequel don't match. Like, it just don't, like, the writing style don't match at all. I can't really say if she stole that book from somebody or had somebody write it. Can't say. But I am a fan of the first one. But yeah, Hood Lit used to be banging. Banging, baby. I'm like, and you know what's funny? I had saved all of these Hood Lit books not too long ago. I'm like, I'm gonna read this one, I'm gonna read that one. I didn't read it yet. I didn't read it. That's why I said I hate when I get busy, because I really can't finish it or jump into like the vibe, because I'm such a mood reader. So like, I'd be like, I want to go back and read Hood Lit and all this other stuff. The last book I read was so cray but interesting. I wound up actually freestyling about it. Lol. It's The Yuba Prophecy was the name. That sounds crazy. The Yuba Prophecy. What was that about? At least try. If it's crazy, I know it's hard to like put in words, but like try to put what was it about? The upcycle home decor girls are a vibe. Ingenuity. Yes, the upcycle girls, the girls that do dollar store decor, they need to go to engineering school. The government need to start flipping money for them, because when I tell y'all they come in there with $5 and they be like, I'm gonna show you how to make a couch, and I'm like, huh? And they make a way. They didn't put them in engineering school. They need to be civil engineers or something. The dollar store here be having everything but shit for $1. I'm dead. Topaz, that's why you have to come over here. That's why you have to, you said you're trying to get to Canada, you got to come up over here. So you can actually get like $1. Like you be coming there, it'd be like $2. You be like, all right, bet, yeah. What we talking about? We just talking about anything. We talking about social media. We just talking about anything. Books, like any of our hobbies or anything that's going up late. It's just like a casual conversation because we'd already wrapped up the risings and stuff. So we just having general conversations and also like what people want to see on the channel or things that they would like to participate in. So some people want to do like a Venus series. Some people want to do like a Mercury series. They want to talk about the Mercuries in different houses. You know, stuff like that. The written Siggy shade off the chain, hilarious. Siggy made me think of the hood lit era, but for science, for sci-fi Gen Z girls. You know what? Let me go on over to Siggy. I didn't never read none of Siggy's books, but I'm like, hood lit, but make it outer space. That's interesting. Now, who talking shit about Queen of the That's Tyler, but he talking about everything. Another one of my 9 moon aspects was T on the node contra parallel Neptune. I don't know how I feel about doing that for a north node. You know, I would have to come back to that one and what I would think. You know, I think that some of those aspects are stronger for ascendants, possibly, but but it could be at odds with Neptunian themes, which is interesting. Yes, you are on a Dollar Tree couture. Yes, you got any strong Cancer placements? All that cooking making me hungry. I don't have any planets in Cancer. I'm not even gagging. I really don't. I don't have any Cancer planets in Cancers. So, you would think. People do ask me if I'm a Cancer all the time. I'm like, girl, I'm not a Cancer. Like, I don't have any strong planets in Cancer. I don't. I don't have any planets in Cancer. I read the Sister Soldier book. It was rotten dookie. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so it was true. See, now I feel like I'm investigating the crime scene because I'm about to act like as close to like what happened. But yeah, like everybody keeps saying that they think that she stole their book. I'm like, oh. Speaking of candles, I need 2 prayer candles from the dollar store tomorrow. See, the dollar store be even having, okay, for y'all who be doing like candle magic or y'all be just even praying to angels or whatever, the dollar store have all of the angel candles for free. They be having Michael, you know, Raphael, any candle you want to do angel out, you can pray to anybody with them. The dollar store be coming through. It was coming through. They'd be coming through. That's why I feel bad for Topaz because he can't come up there and get them candles to do his little magic for $1. Because you could come up there with $10 and get a whole, like if you really want to do like, if you're a girl who do like ritual magic or you set up spells, you could come up there and do the whole thing cheap. Be like, look, bop, bop, bop. Cheap, girl. Cheap. I feel bad for Topaz. He got to get over here. It was a Hotep pick me garbage. Woo, Lord. I'm looking for the physical copy of Outwitting the Devil still. You still ain't found it? You know what? I don't even have a physical copy, but you know what? Maybe you can go on thrift books and see if you can find it. Let me see. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Let me see if I can see it on here real quick. Cause they might have it. Cause I definitely be buying used books. I really don't care. Let me see. Yeah, Steve, if you go on to thrift books, I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can go over there. Hold on. I'm gonna just put it in the chat though. Okay. So if you go there, because I be buying used books from there all the time. I just looked it up. It's on there. If you type in "Outwitting the Devil," you can get a used copy from over there. If you don't care about a book being used, and I bought used books from them, and their books don't be like beat up or nothing. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I found it on there. You can get one from over there. I might buy me a used copy off of there too. Let's see, my mother B-Day coming up. I'm gonna draw her for her birthday. Let's see. Now, what is a contraparallel? New astro terminology you have to look up. It's a technique that people use to do placements. Have I used that technique? Yes. Do I use it often? No. Do I have techniques that I like more? Yeah. But basically it's like contraparallel and then parallel, and then I mostly like using it for ascendants. I'm gonna be honest, for rising signs and stuff like that. Experience of individual testimony going through supposed abduction that took on a deep spiritual journey. Dang. And also can read in the deep books. Where's the foodie coming from? Taurus or Scorpio? I do have some Taurus in my chart. But honestly, Scorpio, everyone has Scorpio, because like if you're a Pluto and Scorpio generation, then yeah. Because everyone has it. If you're a millennial, then you have a Pluto and Scorpio. I heard about Sister Soldier from social media. I'm dead. But yeah, she ended up writing a book, and it was called The Coldest Winter Ever, and it was when hood literature was really popular. Now I'm mad the book wasn't as good as the first one. See, I am too, because I wanted to read it. But I like, sometimes I don't like going on social media, because like I feel like sometimes they be trying to issue on stuff before you really can get a hold on it. Like whether it's like a book, a movie, or anything. So I don't be liking to fool with them, because I want to see for myself. Because some of them, sometimes people just be complaining. The Sister Soldier book, Winter had no character growth. She came out of prison with the same mentality, like no growth whatsoever. Jesus. Well, that means she probably going back to jail then. Yeah, I agree about the Sister Soldier book. It was trash. Oh my God. So all of y'all read it? Lord. Okay. The niggas who got out of jail who read a little have some growth, but nope, she was just dumb. Oh my gosh. Also, the book tried to do a Dante's allegory, and she did not have the range for a Gloria Gaynor, so it was a flop for real. What? It'll give y'all other books for free. I was so hyped to read it, and it was such a letdown. Yeah, I hate that. It's like borrowing from the library just digitally. Yeah, that's another thing. If y'all want to really read, and sometimes y'all can get like occultic books too from the library. But you would just have to set up to like the library app, which I'm gonna show y'all how to do it. I'll probably show y'all how to do it for the book club, just in case if I see it on the book club and I see it in the library, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get y'all. I don't know what y'all local libraries have, but if the library have it, y'all just get it for free. So Sister Soldier may need to get some whole friends to continue her own character growth. I'm fucking dead. The crazy part being the beings being a spiritually evolved version of us that watch over us from afar. They also taught how living on each planet was a school in spiritual evolution. So that's how I got into astrology originally. That is crazy. You know what? That's another book. I actually have it saved because I was reading it in one of the booktube girls, and she was talking about how she wanted to read it, but it was about a girl who gets abducted by aliens, and they abducted her to save the human race. And so now that she's like with the aliens, it's like this. It looked like it was a black girl on the cover, but if I remember correctly, she feels torn because, you know, even though they saved her, she also doesn't want to betray the human race by like running with them. It was an interesting book, but they like, I guess they abducted her to save like humanity because like we was like extinct or something like that. And so I was like, dang, that's a good concept. So I'm like, yeah, I might read that. So honestly, Antarctica, yours is like right over there in line with that, and so we might be reading. I don't know. Antarctica is giving me good ideas for like if we read a book for the Pluto and Aquarius thing, and so we might be doing like aliens or something, or like technology or something like that. That's not a bad idea. We might be doing aliens and stuff, and Antarctica gave us a good book. We might, I don't know, we might be reading that for the Pluto in Aquarius vibe. Sister Soldier needs to make the coldest winter ever part 2. I know she did a second book, the sister, but still. Well, they saying like the part 2, the coldest winter ever sequel was on winter. Mm. So, well, that explains it. The Taurus is powering the foodie. Yeah, because I have it like, you know, in my chart to do that. So, now why y'all keep king on Sister Soldier like this? I'm not king. They're king. You know, I did not read the book, so I didn't never said that. They was just saying like she used, because she wrote a good book back in the day, and then because it was called The Coldest Winter Ever, and then she made a sequel recently, and they're saying like girl is not giving the same energy. Like I don't know where you read it from. That's why people were saying like they thought that she had like a ghostwriter, which is like, it's kind of like a big deal. It's kind of like when people be saying you have a ghostwriter and you a rapper, like it's real serious, real serious. So I didn't say that. I never read the second book. I read the first one. Bitterroot is a good comic to read. Majestic Tillman. What's Bitterroot? See, y'all giving good books in here. What's Bitterroot? What is the meaning of a mean aspect? You gonna have to explain some more. What do you mean by a mean aspect? Also, don't forget the shadow libraries, y'all. Get the knowledge where you can. For real. The smugglers. What is this book? I'm definitely going to check it out. I know. I want to read it. The Uber Prophecy. I'm definitely coming. See, I'm going to upload this so we can like kiki or whatever about all the books and stuff. But yeah, that's not bad. The Uber Prophecy. I'm about to go look it up to see if they have it so I can get it real quick. It's Abduction to the Ninth Planet. Remember all the black bookstores? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like I do miss it when you used to have more of it. On Astro Seeds, it says certain aspects on my Lilith and North Node are mean. Well, because it could be, I don't know if you're looking at like your North Node versus your True Node. I don't know what you're looking at, so I can't really say Topaz. It's a comic where black family fights demons and they use root work to conjure them in Harlem. Ooh, that sounds good. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna have to re-upload this because I have to write down all of this. I have to like really look at all of the stuff. I read a book before looking at any social media or reviews. Also, had the Breakfast Club interview where she released the sequel. Yeah, I don't want to look at no reviews because they're crazy. And don't even get me started on Goodreads because Goodreads is crazy too. I don't look at no reviews over there because people be crazy. And they had some steampunk aesthetic. That sound good. Y'all have good taste. Y'all have good taste. Y'all be coming with the good books in here. Sister needs to have a church girl renaissance season. She just seemed internally repressed. I don't, you know what? Wow. And you know what? Maybe it's whatever she been through recently too. Cause y'all have to think about like who she was back in the day. Cause she was kind of like an activist and all this other stuff. And like, what is she doing now? And maybe that's affected how she wrote the book too. Fables was good. Yeah, I have Fables saved. I'm definitely gonna read Fables. Like the last one I read was the last comics that I read was Sandman. I think volume 1, which was good because I was like, at least I want to read volume 1 before they do the Sandman show if I want to watch it possibly. And then I had Fable saved, and then it was another comic that I read and I forgot what it's called. And you know, I'm not saying it wasn't good, but I'm literally like I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I had Fable saved to read, but I'm going over there and read Fables. Big B Wolf is my favorite from Fables. Okay, well I'm gonna check that out too. Y'all coming out with good suggestions. Yeah, her activism was steeped in Gen X hip hop and respectability politics, so she was a low key slut shaming, but I have grace for her, but growth is needed. As content is not letting it go, chill. They made a game from it. The Wolf Among Us. The Wolf Among Us. Hmm. Okay. Y'all know what I can't wait for? Because I like read the manga, but I'm actually excited because the anime come out. It's called Apothecary Diaries, and it's about this girl who works as like this is like an ancient. I guess you could say it's some Asian country. They don't really say if it's like Korea, Japan, or whatever. But she gets abducted and then sold into like I guess you could say like servanthood, and she has to work at the castle, but she's already did all this work as a pharmacist to do like poison work, and so she works her way up when people have her like tasting for poisons because the poisons like don't work on her because she's already like experimenting on herself with poisons and stuff and different herbs and stuff like that. I'm like, girl, this is the vibe. Like, it's a good thing and it's so pretty. I actually might have to like post it for y'all so y'all can see. Like, it is pretty. Like, whoever did the animation, it looks absolutely stunning, very cinematic. But it's supposed to come out this year, and I cannot wait because I love that manga. That was one of my favorite mangas to read. But yeah, she gets kidnapped, and she basically used all her stuff to like that she basically knows about poison, and it gives her favor in the castle. Dr. Stone was good. I didn't even finish Dr. Stone first season, but the parts that I watched was good. Crying because y'all keeping your feet on sister neck. I know. Like, and you know what, Topaz, I wanted to say, because I'm like, was the book that bad or was y'all capping? But it's too many people saying they hate this because it's at least 2 or 3 people who read that book saying they hate that book. And I'm like, okay. You know, I don't know what to say. I was giving that judgmental auntie energy, and I'm a cop these books. Right now, I'm interested in the 9 realms of Earth and the Afrocentric origins behind them, if possible, even look into. Oh, that's not bad. And also could be coming with the good ones. You gotta check the new anime coming out called Loser Ranger. What's Loser Ranger? Dr. Stone was so good. I know, and you know what? I will say this: like Dr. Stone first season had so much hype, and then like the second season kind of got ate up because so many good shows was coming out second season for Dr. Stone. So I kind of forgot about it a little bit while I was trying to make my way through season 1. But I'm going to go back and finish Dr. Stone season 1 because it was giving like really good, you know, apocalyptic engineering, ingenuity, energy. And I really loved that. That was such a good book. Like such a good anime. Also, the turn of the century Reconstruction America was a wild era. So So much black magic and occultism floating in the air. I agree. And by black magic, I mean magical black folk. Yeah. Love the good hoodoo lace tail. It's a Power Ranger acting like the boys. Bish. Okay, I have to check that out. I need to go, like, put that to the side to watch. Because I'm going to have to come back. And because y'all giving me so many suggestions to, like, read and watch. I have to come back. It's a spin of Power Rangers where it focuses on the grunts who always lose. But it's a twist where the Power Rangers are evil. What? I'm there. And I know this is about to be controversial, and I really don't care. But I always like the Power Rangers more than the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, because I felt like if y'all were back in the day when they first did it, their mouths were creepy and they looked like they bit. They looked like they bite people. Like, I didn't like they looked scary to me. And I always liked the Power Rangers more. I always thought they had looked scary. So I really ain't fool with them like that. I know that sounds really cool though. Rumors in the street that there's going to be a live action Princess and the Frog. Y'all here for that? Y'all can I don't know what we're gonna do about that. And you know what? I want to be dismissive of it, like, girl, I don't care. But if they can fix some of the stuff that they did in Princess and the Frog, the first one, then maybe we can get around it. I don't know. Because, you know, people was crying because they kept saying, like, they keep making all the black people be turning into animals and shit. And I see y'all point with that one. Like, girl, Zordon better than Charles Xavier. Period. Charles was a child soldier machine maker. He out of control. The trailer is online. Yes, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna come back and clear through all the second half and all of the stuff y'all telling me to read and watch. Disney needs a new and better black stories. They gotta stop recycling poorly written slave narratives like they never put respect on Briar Rabbit. For real. For real. You know what's funny? I was just rereading like that stuff of Briar Rabbit, and I didn't finish because I think I got to like the tortoise story and the tar baby story. But I'm gonna go back and finish rereading it because I actually was reading it for something else and I forgot the notes because I had notes on it to talk about it from like a spiritual and occultic standpoint. But I'm gonna be honest, so much stuff happened and I was just like, dang, where did I put the notes at? Because I don't remember where I put it. This one I was like physically writing it, so now I'm trying to just write it on my laptop so I don't, like, if I not know losing nothing. So that's the only thing. BMORE, you saw Megan with the VP. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, man, but good for her. She need to be out anyway. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles only had one good storyline, which was the last Ronin. Come on now. I'm sorry, it's called Go Go Loser Ranger. Ah, that's funny. Sigma Frog, Briar Rabbit, and those stories are such a vibe. They are. That sound fire. You know, y'all coming with good tea. Y'all coming with good tea. So. No, I'm watching, I'm trying to remember what I'm watching. I don't know, I'm watching, like, very chill things. So I'm watching, like, Tomo-chan is a girl. And it's more like a chill, like, love story about, you know, a girl discovering her more softer side and, you know, fall in love with, like, her and her male best friend. They got a will they, won't they type of thing. You know, he thought she was a boy this whole time. And then he realized she went through puberty and she got titties now. That's a good show. I'm watching Romantic Killer, which is a good show. You know, a Romantic Killer is like basically this girl play a video game, and y'all know when y'all accept, when they hit like consent or like accept or whatever. Well, she hit accept to the video game because she is like a romance game, and then the video game a little I guess you could say like a little imp witch thing come out of the screen, and basically it set her up where her real life turns into like a romance video game, and she has to like fall in love to help with Japan's low reproduction rates. And it's funny. I'm not gonna lie, like I had Prince watching it, he was cracking up laughing. He was cracking up laughing. It was funny. But it's called Romantic Killer. It's real funny. But yeah, I'm watching like stuff like that, and I'm also still watching Little Witch Academia because I'm late to the tea. Like I knew about it, but I never watched it. So like I'm just watching it. I've been watching it today. I'm almost finished. I'm on like episode 20 something, and I still have a movie to watch. So I'm like I'm almost done, but so far it's so good. Let's see. That's because there's a spiritual and symbology between us and animals, though in media it may not portray on the physiological level of how like we talk. Crying, the Power Ranger Samurai show was a bisexual awakening. The Green and Pink Ranger was too cute. Child, I'm gonna tell you, the Green Ranger cute in everyone. I don't think that we really had it. Have we ever had an ugly Green Ranger? Because the Green Rangers always used to be fly. Now I'm partial to Aisha, the Yellow Ranger from like the one before that one, the Samurai one. But yeah, you right. But that's white say humanizing our people with animal tropes. I don't trust their storytelling. Well, you know what? I don't think so, as Colton, because like to be honest, like we still have our own animal folklore. And like sometimes I be wanting like people to just calm down with the all the isms, because I don't want people to over with all of their desires to like I guess defend themselves and protection. Like we're not overlooking where there's humanity in that space. So like, are there black people telling these stories, and are we overlooking them existing in these areas? So like some people, like, because people are sick of the energy, like we shutting up where black people have like a history of telling animal folklore. That's it. That's all. Like it's okay, y'all. It's okay. Everybody just breathe a little bit. It's gonna be okay. Thoughts on Abbott Elementary? I thought Abbott was funny. That's just me. I thought Abbott was funny. So I watched it. I watched the first season. I didn't watch the second season yet, but I thought it was funny. Vinland Saga is really good. I seen Vinland Saga. What is that about? Cause I seen it. I didn't click on it or nothing. But what is that about? Rip Green Ranger's homie was a homie. Child. Green Ranger have a lot of family drama. His stuff is going crazy. Sound good. Adding to the watch list. Yes. I've been watching Agent Elvis and Outer Banks. Okay. I actually want to watch Agent Elvis. And I probably will save that. Because I thought that was a fun concept. And I never watched Outer Banks. Like, honestly, is Outer Banks giving like a re-up of like Degrassi or Laguna Beach for the people who old enough to know what I'm talking about? Just go into the forest and be a woman. You're impressive. Family, I'm dead. Never had an ugly Green Ranger child. Never. Panda Bear lives don't matter. Lives don't matter. We do, but Disney be on the BS. That is true. I'll give you that though. Let's see. I love Abbott. Yeah, Abbott was funny. Abbott was funny to me, chill. I thought it was funny. I'ma breathe and get off my neck if you buck. Yeah, that's really just the transit. Just breathe a little bit. African mythology got vampire thunderbirds. Yes, they do. It's a treasure hunt with a good plot. Alright, I'm gonna have to go save that then. A kid whose father was a Viking was killed, so he gets trained by the man who killed him so he can get revenge. What? Girl, that's emotional damage, child. That is emotional damage. Can we talk about how the Promised Neverland second season dropped the ball? I never watched Promised Neverland, and maybe because like Promised Neverland was so depressing, and I don't like all of that drama and depressing stuff with little kids. I don't fool with none of that with little kids. That'd be stressing me out, child. That'd be stressing me out. I don't fool with none of that with little kids. So if it's like little kids and they getting done bad, like you can ask Sin. We've been watching anime or a cartoon, and I see a child getting done bad, I'm out of there. I don't believe in like harming children, even like anime children. I'd be like, Like for instance, like I'm not gonna lie, it was hard for me when I was watching. I don't know if y'all watched this, but it was called Kotaro Lives Alone, and it's about this little boy who lives alone, and he has like family drama, and like he understands at like a young age, like look, my parents had a lot of issues going on, and he's very, like, I guess you could say, forcibly so, being responsible and independent, and like a lot of the adults kind of form around him to help be supportive as possible. But it's sad, but it's also like an uplifting story as well. It's kind of like two for the price of one. But I did love it, but it was still hard for me to like get through it though, because I was like, oh my god, no. But yeah, it was a good one. But I was just like, yeah, it evolves deeper, but that's the prequel. Tommy was the truth. Yeah, Tommy was the truth. I stand with China. I'm dead. I hate Putter Banks. They got a Bahamian character on there, and she sound like a knockoff Jamaican. I'm dead. You know what? I never watched Outer Banks. I might watch it because people keep saying how fire it is, but I didn't know that. Topaz not gonna watch on principle. I feel you, but you know what, Topaz? If I had to listen to Idris Elba do a fake Baltimore accent, then you can listen to them do a fake Bahamian accent. That's really a Jamaican accent. You know, that's it. Like if I can get through it, and by get through it I mean watch one episode, then you can watch one episode. Let's see. Juju Casey is good. Promise Neverland with the demon ish. Yeah, it's a note for me. Yeah, and you know what? I forgot which show I was watching, and I was watching it, and it was so much. It was cutesy, I guess you could say, but it was so much demon iconography to the point where it was very accurate. Like I was looking at it, I'm like, that's actually factual, 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 factual. It was so much factual stuff. I had to just turn it off. Cause like some of the stuff I'm like, oh girl, I don't let that seep into my subconscious. And not because like I don't think learning about that stuff is bad, but like cause sometimes I be falling asleep, like Yeah, Thor killed dealing PTSD from childhood soldier from the first season. Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't wanna be I'm alright, chill. All the old Miyazaki films scarred me with seeing the kids getting harmed. Like, do not watch Grave of Fireflies. Baby, I'm not watching that. Baby, I'm not watching that. Peace. Because I don't really want to watch that. I barely want to watch, an animal get hurt. So I don't, listen. I gotta go for now. Y'all stay cool. Bye, Artica. What was the other one I was watching? Y'all just made me. I have a little brain fart. Like, hold on, let me try to see if I can remember the other one I was watching. Oh, it's so. What's the name of that anime that It's called Ragnarok. Girl, I thought that was so ridiculous, and it was like humans fighting gods and stuff like that and getting beat up. Like, I think I watched. And to be fair, when I watch shows, I try to give it like 3 episodes. I try to give it 3 episodes before I be like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But yeah, like I was watching that, I'm like, it was so ridiculous. The actress is really half Jamaican in real life. Oh, so they got a Jamaican girl acting like she's from the Bahamas. Bahamian. Child, they be playing on Bahamian people top. They already be trying it when they say we sound like from people from Barbados. Are you talking about Demon Slayer? Mm. Mm-mm. Sidebar, watched a black show that was like Charm. The production wasn't great, but it was really cute. It was a series called Wicked City. S Carter, is that the one on YouTube? Because it was one where they did one on YouTube, which is like a witch show or something like that. I forgot what it's called. I think it was called Juju something. And child, they had the white woman be the villain. I was in there screaming. I was in it screaming. I didn't finish the show, and I'm going to because I had it saved, but I was in it screaming. Stay away from Berserk. You know what, Magic? I already watched Berserk. And because, you know what? I already watched it. And because it was adults, I really didn't like the end because I thought that was bullshit. I'm like, not getting everybody murked and then she get assaulted at the end. I thought that was whack. But I did watch it. And to be fair, they were like monsters and stuff like that and stuff. I'm like, But I watched the first season. I think season 1, 2, and I think maybe one of the movies or two of the movies or something like that. I forgot how the setup is, but I watched it, and that's the problem now, Sean. I've been asked by too many people if I'm Jamaican. Be triggering. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Well, you know what? To be fair, Topaz, I don't think people meet a lot of people from where you're from either. Cause I just honestly, I feel like the Jamaicans be everywhere though. That's probably why. Vinland Saga is based on man real life named Thorkill. Okay. That's way too much even for me. Yeah. Yeah. Cause it was like, and I got through it because I had watched it before with the person I was dating at the time, and I got to the end and I was just like, man, the things we do for love, you know. Humans fighting dogs. That sounds like something a Japanese person would say about the Koreans. I'm dead. It's kind of cool Adam had them hands though. I know. I was in there screaming. So then you watched it, but it was such a ridiculous show. I'm like, this show was so ridiculous. Cuba is the best island in the West Indies. Let me find out Tyler is Cuban. I just say island people and let folks correct me. Got cussed out by a hostile Jamaican for calling them Trinidadian. I get you. I get you, S. Colton. But you know what I always say, though, without being rude? If people don't know, they don't know. If they're not being malicious, they're not being malicious. And people have to be okay with, like, allowing people to learn because no one's ever probably met them before or know the difference. And then the second thing I always tell people is, like, in the South, there are so many, like, in America, period, there's a lot of dialects. So if you meet a black person from the Midwest, a black person from the South, East Coast, the West, their accents sound different. If even in the South, like a black person from Mississippi ain't not going to sound like somebody from the DMV area where I'm from Baltimore. They're not going to sound like me. They're not going to sound like somebody from Georgia. They're not going to sound like somebody from Texas. They're not. And so, like, unless people know the difference, because, like, some people do a generalized Southern accent and it don't even be the right state. But I don't see, like, people getting tight, like, that's not the right one. Like, that's all I'm saying. Y'all just allow people to be open to learning. Especially if it's, like, no maliciousness and they're open. Like, let's not be scratching people's face up. Because you might be the first person they meet, you know? And that's okay. It was very much like YouTube one that Moon Ferguson did. Can we talk about how Andrew and Molly should have stayed together in Insecure, the land of Blazer Lost? Did I watch? I think for Insecure, I only watched season 1, so don't quote me about no season 2. Because I ain't got it. I only watched season 1. The manga is worse. Guts gets assaulted as a kid. I couldn't finish it. They cut it from the anime. Eee! You know what? Thank you, Majestic, because let me not. Because, you know what? I'm not going to lie. You probably got further than I did because I was trying to read it. I was trying to read it with, like, the person I was dating at the time. And let me tell you how, what's her name? It started with an A. Child, why she almost got, like, assaulted by, like, a horse monster. And I was just, like, over it. I was, like, over it. I'm like, not her getting assaulted by a horse monster. And then, like, Guts had to come and save her. I was just like, I am over it. And baby girl has gotten assaulted enough. Like, this is too much. And I'm like, somebody was taking, like, psychedelics and when they wrote this shit. So, we deserve it. We didn't like when people mixed us up at all day. Jamaicans are the Nigerians of the Caribbean. They so loud, proud, taking up the air slash shine from the West Indian cousins. Oh my gosh. Um, Casey Jiu-Jitsu is like Demon Slayer with better supply, to be honest. Better special abilities and spellcasting. Okay, I have to watch that one now too. Alright, I'm gonna save that one next. I'm gonna have to look at that one too. He said it was a genuine mistake. I'm dead. Have you been following the manga? Lord, child, that crazy. I understand if someone asked me if I was from South Carolina, because the Gullah Geechee people and Bahamian people share history due to history. Yeah, and it's also like the accent too. So like, you know, it is what it is. It's just like, you know, some people really be like innocent, like, because they might not. You have to think like, have they met a person like that before? But y'all know what anime was really good? The Oro. You know what? The Oro was good, but I had to skip that episode when they murked the little kids and the girl that was selling her fish sticks. You know, when she was selling her tilapia, I had to skip that episode because, like, listen, I don't want to see that. But the Oro is fire though. It's so pretty too. Like, it's such a pretty anime. But I'm not watching y'all murk no kids and that girl who was selling her fish sticks. I didn't finish it yet. So don't talk about the Oro ending because I did not finish the Oro, but I definitely skipped that episode when she was selling them her little fish sticks and you know, they took her out the game. They locked her out of life. They not telling one lie. Jamaicans be acting they ass. Oh my god. Due to slavery, why I mixed that up. Me and typo. It's okay. Yeah, the writer was way too focused on that kind of stuff. You can build drama without that and build women up with better plots. Yes, that was killing me. And you know what, I didn't like how they was trying to have it like, okay, I didn't like when I was watching her and like she was passing out because of her periods, and I'm like, okay, maybe this person not familiar, so it's like, why is she passing out every period that she had? Because that would have been like, okay, maybe we could talk about people with like real period issues, because some of the girls you be getting taken out the game with a period, they be like down bad. But like, it just sound random because like when you keep watching the show, you don't never see nothing else about her cycle. It don't ever come back up, and so she has this one bad period that she passes out, and like that's the only bad period she had. Like, I don't know, it just don't be making sense to me. Cause I'm gonna tell you something: when the girls have bad periods, it ain't just one. So like that irritated me. I was just like, what? So she got one period, that's it. The reason Grapes Costa was for humanity to be imprinted into her and Guts unborn baby, and it's also its weakness. Yeah, I'm not doing none of that. Y'all can keep that. If she talks about aura or vibes, they're mentally ill. You know what? Shut up. That's why you spell aura wrong. Love love to other people of the Caribbean islands and not the diaspora wars over here. I'm from this regular American Blakely. I'm dead. Once Griffiths let the moonlight baby grow, he's able to keep his old human form. Oh wow, I did not know that. Yeah, I'm alright though, but thank y'all for filling me in, because I was trying to get into the manga, but I was like, oh no girl, not the horse monster. A big dick will start your period. Oh my god. Just let Casa run her ones with the dudes. She can fight. That's all I want. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Taking me out, Guts in a horse assault. It's true, his name is Guts. Like, anybody in here watch Moonlight? It was good. I need to rewatch. Okay, when you say Moonlight, Do you mean Moonlight, the one with Mahershala, or you mean the throwback Moonlight where they was a vampire from like circa 2000? Like, do you mean that? I'm talking about the game. Okay, cool. So yeah, I did watch that one. I watched that when I was just sitting like, when I watched it, I was just sitting like, oh my goodness, you know. But again, I don't. Maybe if it wasn't him as a little kid, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But like, you know, I don't really like watching people down bad as kids though. So like, that's not my thing. Cause you know, I mess with kids heavy, so it's like, mm. It is pretty though, and I do think it's important, like an important film to have as far as in a conversation. But like, I also get tired of like films that center around like kids down bad though. I be like, y'all just, Lord, Lord have mercy. I was bawling. Yeah, it was like, it was kind of like, I watched up into the beach scene. Yeah, Sin saved me. Sin sleep, knock straight knock, head rap on everything. I feel you though. Leave the babies alone. I know. I just be like, dang. Like, why is always like a weird adult somewhere? The fuck? You know? I love it for people when they say their childhood was like cool, nothing happened to them, they had a great childhood. I love that for y'all. Yeah, they make some happy black kids and baby films like Make My Brother and Me a Robot. See, that's cute. That's cute though. Cause that's why I be like over in the slice of life, because I be kind of wanting more chill things. I just feel like, I think too many people do too much trauma porn, in my opinion. Thoughts on the multiverse of madness? I didn't watch that one yet, so I don't have thoughts. I don't have thoughts yet. Do I want to watch it? And I still do. Yeah. But I can't give you a thought yet. But I do feel like the Scarlet Witch should have got jumped. You know, because I feel like she was wilding. I think the movie was good, but it could have been better. I didn't like how Wanda went out. Not gonna spoil it though. See, and she probably died saving them fake ass kids that she had. Only people that say that are hiding something about their childhood. Not really. I just don't. I just feel like adults be weird. You know, I feel like it's too many. I think it's too much normalization of that. Like, it always be that, never like I love when people have like unhinged, like their childhood isn't met with that, because I feel like particularly in America, like I think how they treat children is weird to me. It's weird. Like, it be like the adults are weird, especially when you read the stats of stuff and like read how often people have like distressing childhoods, and why when y'all be like people crazy, and when you read like 50% of Americans have issues with their family dynamics, and you be like, ooh, and then y'all wonder why so many people have behavioral problems. I'm like, yeah. So Bleach new season is real good. I'm gonna watch that because I finished all of Bleach. I finished all of it, all of damn seasons. I wanted to do One Piece, but One Piece is so long, and I tried to do Fairy Tail, but I think I stopped at like season like 8 or something. It's like they using Jonathan Mayers because old boy died. She definitely gets touched low. Oh my goodness. That brand on Guts' neck was his punishment. He always to be attacked by demons until he dies. See, obese children sign of abusive behavior. Probably. Wanda was going through it in that movie. I could see that, but I feel like they did that because after she had WandaVision and she had that whole town hostage, and then all the town looked at her like, "Bitch, you wasted my time," and she just shrugged and walked off. Like Wanda should have been in jail for that. Cause like there's no way should like we have like a mentally ill witch running around locking people up. Like come on now. I felt like that was unrealistic. I love people with good childhoods. People always want kids to grow up so quick. Yeah, like, let them, let children be children. Cause you wanna know why? It's a good investment because, you have less how many times have y'all ran into like bad tail adults? Like overgrown bad children, you know, that are unruly because like their parents, neglected them or whatever. So that happens all the time. So when people have a successful childhood and they have a successful integration into adulthood, I think that should be like be celebrated. Put them ninjas to work. Tyler play too much. They always really try to normalize child trauma, bring back town commons and playgrounds. The babies ain't even got places to be outside. I know more. Right? That's what I'm saying. The little kids really don't have nothing. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Read the One Piece manga. It's a lot easier to get through. Okay. So wait a minute. Is One Piece like the show right now past? Like, okay, is the manga done and they're just writing past the manga? Like they making up stuff after the manga is over? I'm actually doing a term paper on dehumanization of African American women and girls. And oh my gosh, the sexual assault stats are disgusting. That's all I'm saying, Topaz. But it's crazy. That's why I say I don't like none of that. I don't watch it. I know that's some heavy research load. Make sure you get some. Yeah, it is crazy. That's why I don't fool with that. YouTube took Wanda and made it a whole business model. I actually had a great childhood. That's good. People should have good childhoods, not getting beat up or none of that. Usually kids acting out are being abused or hurt in some way. Exactly. And then they grow up to adults who act out. And then they probably go to jail or something else crazy. Let's see. One Piece is too effing long. They need to let it go. Y'all know what? I have this video saved. It's from what's his YouTuber name? I think it's called Mom's Basement or something like that. And he did a whole video essay about how Goku needed to die. And I'm like, I'm feel you on that. Like, Goku did need to die. Because they kept bringing him back. And they end up, like, cutting a Gohan story short. Like, I was just over it. I was jealous of Wonder Years and Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World was my show, chill. Was my show. Let's see. No, the manga is still going on, but a lot of the filler from the anime was cut out. Oh, okay. Alright, I see why you say it's easier because you deal with... I don't know how I feel about filler. Like, sometimes filler be cute, and then sometimes I'll be like, girl, let's get back to the point. Let's get back to the point because I'm already over here. I just felt drawn to it. Felt like a discussion that was worth writing on. Okay. But yeah. Naruto, the king of filler. Yeah, you know what? Quiet is kept. I'm Topaz. I'm gonna hit to say it. That's why I stopped watching. I did make it past the first 3 episodes before I came to the conclusion the show was good. Like, I was like, okay, episode 3 is here. I'm like, okay, this is not a bad show. And I did like Lee. I thought that he was a good character. I did like that he was based off of Bruce Lee. Like, I just thought that, I was like, okay, this is cool, blah, blah. I see what y'all trying to do here, blah, blah, blah. Chill. Then they kept doing filler episodes. I'm like, girl, let's get to the point. I want to see the girls fight. I want to see them scratch out their hair. I want to see them get busy. Like, bitch, fight. Because that's why I pulled up. This is a fighting show. I want to see fighting. Hunter is good. I don't think I finished it though. Let me see. Yu Yu Hakusho. I didn't watch that one. And Full Metal Alchemist. I actually only watched parts of Full Metal Alchemist in passing, so I really don't count that I watched it. I like sitting down watching it. Gohan had toxic childhood. Remember, he killed Cell at 11. Right, Gohan had a toxic childhood. Very ghetto. Cool. Well, protect your mental health. Yeah, yeah. Protect your mental health, guys. Don't. Naruto had a surprise villain at the end with no build up. Woo! See, I had already checked out before then, but I can see them doing something ghetto like that because they had did ghetto fillers too. And then they're gonna break up. You know what? I'm gonna stop. But I could see that they did my girl Sakura did wrong. You know what? I could see them doing her wrong. I didn't get to the end, but they did make her annoying unnecessarily. So, mm, 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 mm. I just watched a video about Goku being a healthier father figure than Vegeta, and it was interesting take. Wild times, all that build up for Madara for him to end it was crazy. Madara was a true villain. He put the show into a filler. I could see that. I didn't even get to the end, but I really believe you. That's why I feel like if I watching it, that's because all of the filler was killing me. That's why I feel like Bleach was better. Bleach was better. Because Bleach had all the action. They had the girls fighting. Like, Naruto, they was killing me with all this filler. They killing me. Let's see. They gave me some forms for development in Naruto just for them to make her boy crazy in the middle of the series with Sasuke till it was time for the war arc. Yeah, when she started getting like a Sasuke, I was like, all right, I'm out of here. And then they made her a whack, just whack. Like she kept getting beat up. Like I'm gonna be honest, that's also another reason why I left because I thought that was corny as ish. It was corny. I'm like, dang, I thought I was going to get a girl that was really about to box. I'm not a girl that's chasing peen, and I don't have an issue with that. But let's, give her a side story or something like that. I didn't like that neither. And you know what? I didn't even think Sasuke was that great, so I really don't understand why she was chasing that around. I honestly, I'm going to be real. I thought that Sasuke was really like the way that she was acting because I was like, dang, maybe I need to read the manga or something because I'm thinking that Sasuke really was like gave her all of the swirls and they was like something that's appropriate for kids their age and he gave her all of the energy and that's why she chasing him around. No, girl, he could care less. We see Goku is a straight villain. Dead. I couldn't get through Boruto either. So much filler. See, I didn't even watch Boruto. Naruto writer can't write a woman for ish. Yeah, like how she go from like I'm a pass to let me get this dick and nothing else matters. I'm like, girl, me a Bleach. I'm dead. Ichigo's story arc is probably the most mature one. Yes, Ichigo. Woo. That's why I said Bleach better than Naruto, but some people want to get mad because the Naruto heads want to get mad, but Bleach is definitely better. Anime needs to write women better, period. I agree. Like, make her a hot girl and a badass. Yeah. Or you know what? You can make her ugly and a badass. You know? She could be ugly. I really don't care. I think it would be funny. I don't care. But, like, make her a boss-ass bitch. Aside from Yasuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. Let's see. She's a boxer in Naruto Part 2, and she surprises Lady. Boy, I had to get off of that because it was getting boring.
She was a pick me. Naruto was acting a little slow some half the time, and Sasuke was running around emo and crazy, with his crazy brother. I'm like, oof. Sasuke was a dude she couldn't get, and then surprised they got a kid. It don't even make sense for them to have a kid, cause like honestly, like okay, when I watched the show, and I didn't watch as long as y'all, but in order for Sasuke to turn around and dig in her fish sticks like that, like I would think that Sasuke is a raging narcissist, and he only got with her because she was like desperate, and to like feed his ego, not because you know what, she want me, I want her, we're so in love. You know what I mean, y'all? So I'm like, if he came around to get with her, I would think he was like a raging narcissist. Like he only going up in them fish sticks because she's enamored, not because it's like, you know what, we have a loving relationship, and she treat me so good and I treat her so good. Like it was crazy. Because when somebody told me like I should get to the end because they had a baby, I'm like, what? That don't even make sense. He don't even want that girl. I'm already at the beginning and he don't want her. And at first, like when somebody told me that, I thought that they were going to like, y'all know how people don't feel each other and then it work out that they be like with each other. Like, you know what? I feel like I misjudged that person, and like now we're together and I'm really feeling them. And they was like, no, she was just running around chasing ninjas. I mean, I guess it works out in the end because Sasuke and Sakura do end up having a child, being married. I feel like it's unrealistic. Especially if they didn't do a relationship build up where they start feeling each other. Don't even get me started on Hinata. What, you know what? Because I didn't get to the point where Hinata start liking anybody, so I can't really speak on her. But Sakura, her pick me energy came in quick as hell. Sakura became the single mom, and Sasuke was like the absentee father. Ooh, see, that's what I'm saying. Narcissism. There we go, Dion. That's what I'm saying. For her to be a single mother, and he's still running the streets. That's why I know a narcissist when I see one. And Sasuke is a narcissist, and I can't deal with nothing like that. Cause I might have to get busy with I would have to get busy with Sasuke. Like we really would have been getting into it, like fighting. Now why the Lotto song "Boss Bitch" pop in my head? I'm dead. How Hinata got all that power and she's scared to shake something? You know what? Hinata be like how when a girl be tall and she be getting beat up, or like built, like she kind of like, and be getting beat up still. Sasuke deadbeat daddy vibes, and I never have a child with that man. Exactly. Like what? Not Sasuke getting caught with a sneaking link. That's what I'm saying. Like it don't even make sense. I was like, she would have to be like, he would have to be like a narcissist. And they in like a narcissistic relationship where he could treat her like garbage and she still keep coming back. Like what? And you know what? I wouldn't care if she had that lesson where like somebody treated her like trash. She had to learn from it after a few times, and then she moved on with her life. I would have even been okay with that too, cause it's like character growth. Cause I don't believe like characters have to be genuinely likable off rip. I feel like you can grow into liking them because people grow as people too, and so sometimes characters start off really fucking annoying, and then you be like, you know what? I like who you growing into. I fucks with you, yo. Like yeah, like this is a good character development. Fish sticks. Yeah, her fish. She getting up in her fish sticks. Goku and Bulma was supposed to be a couple, but Akira messed up on the writing. Biggest regret. All anime dads are deadbeats. It's crazy. I'm fucking dead, but it is true though. It's either they deadbeats or they dead. And that makes me call into question like how they deal with like masculine energy. I think that's weird too. Or they got lost at work, like their dad went out to do something for their job and then something happened to him. So I think that's weird too. Now, why are you calling that girl Poom Poom Fish Sticks? Because I can't really go into it because, you know, I don't want my video getting in trouble. So I have to use code words, you know? And so I'm going to call it Fish Sticks. And it's funny. Because I want to be like, inappropriate language. I'm like, okay, Fish Sticks. Like, what I got here? Stop letting Mamie get... She agrees. To be honest, Sasuke got trust issues. His clan got killed, and that's fair too. But then you don't start playing with people fish sticks. That's all I'm saying. She kissed her brother in heaven, forgot, and I'm dead. Hinata is boy crazy over Naruto. She almost got beat to death trying to protect Naruto. Girl, woo, Lord. Yeah, I'm glad I stopped watching that show because that would have irritated me. I'm like, why are we making all the girls simps? I'm like, not getting beat up. And your ninjas just sitting there and your man letting you get beat up. I'm like, woo-wee. Almost died. Not. I'm way up and dead. Now you know what? If she almost died taking taking some beef, I would have laughed. If she would have died taking some Peter Weeder, like almost died, I'm like, good. She got her little guts tore up or whatever. But listen, not got beat up to death, damn near to death, and your ninja like just sitting there. I'm like, woo. No, 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 baby. No. Like, girl, you got beat to death and no fish sticks was included in the package. Nobody beat your fish sticks. No. 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 It was a point where the daughter thought Sakura was not her real mom because she wore glasses and thought it was Karen. Ooh, that's crazy. Y'all, this show is out of order. I did not know this show was crazy like that. Not Sasuke being a secret real people nigga. Yeah. I heard Angel's Egg anime movie was real good. I ain't never heard of that. What's that show about? Gotta have be something to believe in. These not good role models for baby girls because the narc abuse isn't even a way for relationship models. Exactly. Honestly, I wouldn't even have my daughter watching, like, or barely my son, like, real little watching that show. I would have to explain to them, like, that's not how you treat people. You know, if you love somebody, you don't be doing them like that. Y'all be happy together. So, yeah. They got a whole arc in Boruto with Sasuke's daughter. Don't F with him. I'm weak. I need to get a Crunchyroll. Gary, you got to get something. So you could be up here kicking with us. A female simp. Pause, rewind. She is. Sasuke filled with a fight. Saying world star. All the girls were simps. Even Lady Hinata. Yeah. Like, what in the world? Naruto let her get beat up, actually. Her almost dying gave him motivation to kill the villain. But why your girl gotta get beat up though? Cause why his girl jumped, like, if she jumped up to fight the op before him, you didn't have motivation to fight the op before then. That's why I said Naruto slow. You gotta let your girl get beat to death and then be like, yeah, I'm ready to fight now. Like, what? That's why I said she got beat up with no fish sticks involved, child. Sailor Moon would never, exactly. If we really want to get tea, like, Tuxedo Mask would never let Sailor Moon get beat like that. Usagi would have never got beat up like that. You're crazy. Now let me explain. Naruto was finishing the op. It was getting washed, and that's when she jumped in. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. Hey Tay Tay. I know you late, but I'm actually about to get off of here because we was just kikiing the whole time. Well, not the whole time. Towards the end. But all right, guys. I'm about to get off of here. Y'all have a good night, okay, guys? Y'all be safe. Bye.